Hello. What's good, fellas? What's good, fellas? How y'all feeling today?
This doesn't count as L host, does it?
No, everybody understands what's going on right now. Mars pulling the double. He pulling the double, man. That's fire, bro. How does it feel, bro? You never pulled a double before in your life since you're 5 years old, right? So it's the first time.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years old, I haven't had much time to even be on the earth, let alone be doing this. Like, basically, these shows are about to be like half my life, basically, how it's
Half
gonna
your
feel.
life.
Yeah, about what, 6 hours, 5 years old, basically about half my life.
Yeah. Oh shit. JD just texted me to remind everybody for something. I almost did forget about that. I'm not even gonna lie. Um,
L
to let you
host.
guys know, we have a special announcement for the all-star YouTube members. To get access to our private Discord channel and our Discord, you will have Mars. You want to announce this shit? Because I hate it when he does this. I really hate announcements, bro.
Okay, I'll try and announce it. I don't know how it works, but I do know if you're an all-star YouTube member, you will get access to a private Discord, which will, for open gym shows, you will be allowed first share of the StreamYard link, so you guys can join before anyone else. Before the link's up, it will go to you guys first, sort of as an appreciation for your membership. So if you guys wanna, I think the link in the description can help you become a YouTube member, the all-star YouTube membership. That is how you can get the first
Mhm.
link of the StreamYard, or you can do it through sending super chats, leaving your IG or Twitter correct, and then Dub can send you the link personally. Those are
Yeah,
your
to
two
get
ways to basically guarantee.
to get up here for to get first dibs over everybody. I do try my best. Send a super chat with you put Twitter at whatever your name is, Instagram at whatever your name is. That way, whatever super chat, whatever topic that you want us to talk about, you could get first dibs. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. By all means, we're still going to have a rotation of guests going on, and try to remember to link your YouTube to the Discord as well. There's a way that link will show you how to do that, and it'll just be easier for you to get dibs on everything. But yeah, Mars, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I want to know where this. I want to know. I
For
like
the
the raw and the
positions.
old media. I want to know where we're going with this because if you
The
jump off a cliff, I ain't about to
No, it's
support you.
not a cliff. It's not a cliff. It's not a cliff.
Okay.
So you guys was talking last. So you guys know I edit the videos and shit, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what came on my mind was, wow, I used up my first curse word. My bad. So you guys, so I edit the videos and I don't. I watched a lot this episode, but I didn't watch it last week, so I got caught behind as I was editing. You guys was talking about positions in basketball, being a true point guard, and then traditional point guard, and then traditional small forward, traditional power forward. I hate those talks, bro. I hate it completely because it's too much inconsistencies, right? If you want to sit here and call Stephen Curry a shooting guard, I don't really care. It really doesn't matter to me. But when you don't apply that same logic to everybody else, that's when I'm just off you because it just shows inconsistency, right? Low brought up a tremendous point. Larry Bird, for instance. Larry Bird played tremendously outside of the post. He played a lot out of the post. On top of that, he was a good rebounder. The definition of a power forward is a guy who plays on the low post and is naturally a good rebounder as well. So if you're going to call, even Larry Bird started his career playing the power forward position. And he was doing, shout out to you, McCann D. Shout out to you. But even the time when Kevin McHale was there, Larry Bird consistently was going on the right low post block, especially in the playoffs, getting fed down there and playing in the post. So my whole argument is, if you're going to call Stephen Curry a shooting guard, why are you not calling Larry Bird a power forward if you're going with the way that the term is explained to us? See what I'm saying, Mars?
I can. So to make sure I'm understanding, if someone says Steph is a shooting guard, that's not your issue. Your issue is when they're not consistent to the traditional positions for every single player.
Exactly.
And Larry Bird is your example of that.
Larry Bird dominantly played outside of the post. He was naturally a good rebounder as well. And a power forward, by that definition, a guy who plays outside of the post is a good rebounder as well. Larry Bird should be classified as a power forward. Tim Duncan, centers are naturally made to be a rim protector, a defensive guy, and usually the tallest guy on the court. Tim Duncan was a center for more than half of his career. His main responsibilities of every team he was on was to be the rim protector and the defensive anchor of that team. By your logic of a traditional center, he should be classified as a center.
I do agree with that. I've always wondered why Tim Duncan's not classified as a center instead of a power forward. When Greg Popovich himself has said Tim Duncan was a center, and he played most of his career at center. That's someone who's always confused me.
Exactly. So that's my whole thing is it's just a lack of consistency that people just don't get it. Dub don't know ball for real. Ignore me. Ignore
Damn,
him.
that's what I do. That's what I
That's
do as well.
blank
That's
boy. That's
tough.
crazy,
That's
blank
what
boy. You
I
gonna
do.
do me like that? I'm about to drop the link right now, bro. That's crazy, blank boy. I thought we had something good going on, but it is what it is, man. Jason Tatum, man. God damn it. Thought you could do something with that, man. Fuck.
Yeah, he don't respect you, man.
You
That's
don't
tough.
respect me, bro. That's wild. That's wild. Well,
And
I
I thought
just
you were spitting as well.
I thought I was spitting too, bro. The whole Larry Bird not being classified as a power forward thing really pisses me off. If you're gonna call Steph a shooting guard, you might as well call Larry Bird a power forward. It just makes logical sense. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. In my opinion, Steph is a PG, Larry's a small forward, Tim Duncan can be a power forward. I don't care. I really don't care like that. But to sit here and not apply the same logic to everybody is just dumb. Because then what is Carmelo Anthony? Carmelo would be a shooting guard, right?
What's
Right?
the definition? What's the definition of a shooting guard?
Shooting guard is mainly the guy, the scorer of the team. Not really. He's not the defender of the team.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the passer of the team. Shooting guard is mainly the scorer for that team. A guy who could shoot, stretch the floor out, score the damn ball. Melo didn't play that good of defense. He wasn't a facilitator. He was just a bucket. So why is Melo a small forward? Why is Melo a small forward according to their logic?
No, I see. I've just never understood because I just don't. They use the term traditional,
Hmm.
but I don't. I just don't get when these traditions started because it can't have been from the moment the NBA was founded. Because these point guards weren't playing traditionally. These centers, I guess you could say, were playing traditionally. I mean, that's because the whole game was played inside, so you couldn't find any outside bigs. But when you're looking at these guards, the traditional, like, and before the panel went live, Lo made a good point, which is something I wanted to address. If you go back and watch those 60s games, those 50, okay, don't watch the 50s. I advise you, please don't watch the 50s. It's bad. But if you go back and watch those 60s games, the commentators aren't using terms like point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward. They just use guards. Like everyone is a guard. You're all guards, you're all forwards, and then you're all centers. That's how they've always done it. And then eventually it changed. And then the power forward was called the big forwards. It wasn't called a power forward, they were just called the big forwards. Small forward is called the small forward. And then they were still called guards. And then eventually it became traditional point guard was the Magic Johnsons, John Stocktons, Isaiah Thomas somehow.
Hmm.
But from what I know and from what I've watched, those terms weren't being used from the moment the NBA started, which is why I don't get why it's called a tradition. It can't be a tradition when it was founded. Like NBA is what 75 years old.
Tradition is the
After
beginning
like
of something.
30 years, that's when the tradition got started. That's like half the NBA's existence
Hmm.
was they didn't have these traditions. It's like I can't really get that.
And it only lasted 30 years because it changed in the 2010s. Lasted from 1980, the 70s or 80s. When did it really start? I
I'd
think it was
say
more the
at,
80s.
at best, Magic Johnson, I'd say is the start for me.
I I think the traditional PG started in the 80s, so that's the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. After that, maybe halfway into the 2010s, the term just started getting changing because of Damian Lillard, Stephen Curry, Kyrie Irving. So it's like for 30 years out of the NBA started in the 1950s, it's like
Technically the late 40s, but yeah,
late 40s. So how long is that? Damn near 80 years?
75.
75? Like what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing, bro? So I'm gonna bring some guys up to sit here and help us understand because I don't understand this old head logic, bro. It's really it's wild to me, man. Is that Lewis from Footy?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
You know this stuff.
what's
Oh my
What's
good,
god.
happening?
bro? Chilling, bro. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. Hey, you looking big. You looking big last night. Where'd that shirt go?
I'm looking big last night. What you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
Soft
the
you talking
Supreme
about
crazy.
shirt.
this? Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
already know
yeah,
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm a little skinny fat man, bro. I'm a skinny
Oh,
fat man,
come
bro.
on.
So I'm a little thick. I'm a little thick on me. You feel me? I gotta start hitting the gym again.
Hey, pleasantly plump.
Pleasantly
It's
plump. You're right.
that's
You're right. I'm not.
politically
It's not
correct.
pleasantly.
Whoa,
It's
No.
not pleasantly
whoa,
though. It's not
whoa,
pleasantly though. I'm not
whoa.
gonna lie. I don't like it. A super chat from Hit 44, bro. Why don't we classify AI a PG? He averaged 6 to 7 assists.
Played
I
better than two.
Uh,
don't really care though if you classify him as a point guard or not. That's my point. Like, I don't
I
care.
mean, he
yeah, it's not
came
that
in as
serious.
a
I don't know why.
one.
I don't know why old heads make that such a big deal, bro. Like they go out of their way. Oh, Curry's not a point guard. He's a combo guard. Like, bro, he's 6'3". He's the point guard, bro. It's not that it's deep.
anything
to make sure John Stockton can stay in.
Yeah,
I don't understand why it's that deep to them. Like,
It's really only a big deal if you're doing like all-time ranking stuff,
right?
Because after you get past that, it's just they're all playing basketball.
Because they
It's
want to
not
make
really
sure
until
Magic
this
Johnson stays number one, John Stockton stays up there. They don't want them to get passed by Steph Curry. They're like, it's such a big deal. I don't get it.
I feel that Hit 44 said positions were created for novices to follow the game. So I think Jalen Rose said that before, like he put Skip Bayless on blast. He was getting to that point. He was saying like not every center is like the biggest body on the court has to bang down low, and not every point guard has to handle the rock. Um, the traditional terms were created so that guys learning the game of basketball could have something to go off of.
Yes, and
They
then
can have something to go
that.
off of. But then after you just go off of that, I mean, a shooting guard doesn't have to be a guy that shoots the fucking ball and space the floor. Because Tony Allen, what the fuck is he then? Is he just a small forward?
No, he's just a player on the court because he can't do shit on offense. Like,
Exactly, because he can't do anything on offense. He's either a shooting guard or a small forward. He would have to be a small forward in their definition because small forward is linked to defense.
Dub,
It just
sorry, are the positions in American football, is that the same as basketball, where over time they've kind of developed and changed? Like they
No.
would just put as
nah.
or they
No,
stay
no,
much
no.
the same. Because in proper football, the numbers it's a bit like in basketball as well, where it kind of adapts and changes over time. Like it's not set in stone, they're kind of guides.
So let me ask you this: in the beginning of football, real football, when like when y'all started out, like in the history of the game, did you guys have like terms for the striker, for the left wing, for the right
Yeah,
wing?
numbers. Just, like
Yeah, they
numbers.
based it off numbers. They based it off
It
numbers.
was-
What numbers they were?
It was your shirt number. They went number one was because you build a team from the back to the front. So number one was the goalkeeper. So they wore number one, and then it just went across right to left. Number two was the right back, and then they just went on the left. Number three left, and then 4 and 5 would be the two in the middle.
Hit
And
to
then
center
6,
backs.
and then the
So it
left
was
wing,
never-
7,
it was-
8, 9, 10.
It was never left wing or striker. This guy has to do that. It was just numbers, right?
It started off as numbers, and then it became you had like the midfield was just the midfield, the striker was the striker, and then the defenders were all defenders. And then you started advancing tactics, and that's when you started getting the more nuanced positions.
So yes, the same thing. It's literally the same thing then, Lewis. It's the same shit. It started out as something like we're talking about guards, forwards, and then a center, right? Just something that was just there. Then over time, they started establishing the roles of each position. And then they started defining the terms for it. So yes, it's comparable to real football, like you asked.
I appreciate.
I got you. I give respect to football, man. I'm not gonna act as if I'm like American football so much better. I'm not an ignorant American, bro. I like football. I do like football, bro. It's dope.
That's enjoyable. There's a lot
I
of
did
people
I
that
did
say
want to
that.
ask a question though, and it does pertain to American football. You see how we're having this traditional talk, yada yada yada. In American football, is it the same thing when people talk about Lamar Jackson's not a quarterback,
Yes.
Michael Vick aren't
Yes,
quarterbacks
100%.
because they don't play
100%.
it traditionally?
Exactly.
But do people
100%.
rightfully say that that's nonsense as well?
See, this is
Yeah,
why I
just to
call
discredit-
this is
just
why I
to
call
discredit
this is
him.
why I call Fluent a hypocrite. He's the main guy that would sit here and say Lamar Jackson is a quarterback, even though by a traditional term it's not accurate. But then for Stephen Curry, he's a shooting guard because he doesn't fit the traditional terms.
I feel like traditional is the wrong word though. Fundamentally, a point guard should be the person that play makes and stuff. But then once you get that down, you can branch off your game to do better, like do different things. So it's like the basis when you're teaching a little kid and like basically anybody starting off, you got to learn the fundamentals first. And then after you learn the fundamentals is when you start like learning new skills, how to score the ball, how to become a better defender. And depending on what you want to do is how you base off your game. I don't know why they OD it.
I think there's a problem with that because I think that's what's made so many people growing up become so unskilled. Because like if you grew and you were tall at like
14.
Yeah, if you're tall,
6'4".
you
You got told to just play down low, be a rebounder.
That's what it messes it up.
And then you just never developed any other skills, and then you stopped growing. So then you ended up just being a 6'4" guy,
6 foot center,
play down low. Whereas now, I think players are being taught. Everyone gets taught guard skills. So no matter how tall you are, if you're 6'5" at 14, or if you're 5'7", everyone's taught guard skills. So as you develop through the ages, and if you keep,
I'm basing it off when I learned how to play basketball.
Have the same skills. So I think this idea that you get taught how to play a position at a young age, that's what's made so many people their basketball careers stop short, because they were being taught
it's limited.
Things.
It's limited because my friend. Oh, my bad. My friend, he he's like 6'2", 6'3", right? And around where I'm from, 6'2", 6'3" is pretty big, power forward, center spot that they could play. Around like the 6'4" range. They had him playing down low, being a big man, being a center, and then he was like, bro, like, I get this. I like one of the tallest people on the court, but I need to expand my game. Like, I'm not gonna be playing people like this my whole fucking life. You feel me? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? But then the coach was like, nah, you gotta get down there, and that hindered his growth. And he could have been better than what he was, but he couldn't reach that point because of the coaching, bro. So traditions in sport kind of ruins a player's capabilities if you really think about it. But people just stick to and follow that. What you got to say, Nate?
I would say that happens a lot at like youth levels, because when you're 6'3" and you're playing against a bunch of high schoolers, like being taller, you're just gonna get a bunch of layups because you're playing against dudes like 5'10", 5'11". And it's easier to get layups against people like that, but once you go to like college, like even
it's because the coaches are trying to exploit your height. It's not. They don't really care
it's easy. You're gonna get wins in high school, but you're not gonna do better than that once you advance.
That's why when you do leave, I mean, I don't like, because if I was a coach, if I was to coach a 14-year-old that's 6'3", I'm teaching him guard skills because he's a guard. But like when it comes to after high school, I feel like it's on you basically, which is kind of like unfair saying it. It sounds better in my head, but it's like at the end of the day, it's all on you to get better at the end of the day as well. So it's like I don't know how to really feel about it.
No, it's on you. It's on you.
It definitely is on you, but you should definitely be taught the right way to play. Like playing a 6'2" guy at center is wild. That's just a coach that's exploiting, trying to get wins and make himself look better.
Hey, what you were saying about the youth being when you're younger, being versatile and being able to play a number of positions, that's good at the youth level to get you on a number of teams, really like work on your craft. But as you get older, if you don't start to hone in on a position and really like work your craft at a particular
that's what I'm saying. That's when it becomes on you.
Don't make that jump.
Yeah, that's when it becomes on you for you to get.
But you almost have to choose. Like when the coach says what position you play at a certain age, you got to start telling him like.
Yeah, I said that. A player. Once you learn the fundamentals, they get to really like pick what they want to be. If they want to become a scorer, they go practice scoring.
I thought you more went like they got to go work off the court. Like I thought you meant in that sense. Like they'll choose
to work that off the court. The players practice what they want to be good at.
Man, I just want to know: is Carmelo Anthony a shooting guard?
No, man, he's a small forward. No,
he's a 4. He's a 4.
No, he's a.
When he was in New York, he was a 4.
Well, now I'm hearing he was a 3 and a 4. So which one was he?
No,
hold on. You see my Knicks jersey? I watch the Knicks like every Knicks game since like 2000, like whatever.
That's a shame.
It's very tough. But I'll tell you. So when he first came to New York, he's playing the 3 because we had Amari playing the 4, and then we had Ryan Turioff's bum ass playing the 5, and then so that happened for a while. We got swept by the Celtics 2011. Next year, it was a shit show. We had Linsanity. And then after Jeremy Lin went down, we discovered that having Carmelo at the 4 helps him space the floor. We got Tyson Chandler at the 5, just getting all the offensive rebounds. And then we played like Novak or JR. And we started like small ball back then. It was novel for the time. And like teams hadn't really caught on as much. But Mike Woodson, he was doing all like the space out, like shoot a bunch of threes. Let Melo play bully ball at the 4, and he's quicker than all the other 4s back then because they're slower 4s at the time. They're playing slow-footed, power 4s at the time. And the league caught up, and eventually Melo got he had the knee injury and got hurt, and then eventually he just wasn't as good. But he was a power forward. So anyway, that says he was a 3 in New York at least.
But the definition of a shooting guard is a guy who's an outside shooter or outside scorer.
I like basing. I like basing it off of height sometimes.
Well, then Dwayne Wade isn't a shooting guard.
He's a fucking 3. He's
a
small forward.
No.
You have to be a small forward.
Carmelo was a power forward by traditional standards. I watched every Melo game. It's like you're not gonna tell me he wasn't a power forward.
By
They
traditional
literally
standards?
talked about in the broadcast.
Yeah, he was playing in the
You know.
post a lot. I gotta give him that. He was a post player. So we'll say power forward. But is Dwayne Wade a 3?
No, he's a shooting guard, bro.
No, he's a 2.
Don't do that.
He's a
We're not
2.
doing that.
And if Melo's a 4, then he's a top 10 all-time 4. But if he's a 3 like he should be, realistically, he's probably 11. He's gonna be, keep it 100. Like Jerry West is the only one I can't rank. It's hardest to rank since I'd rather have him as a 2. Because if I have him as a 2, then Chris Paul's 5th all time on the point guard list. If I have him as a point guard, then AI is 5th on my shooting guard list. But I don't know.
Super chat from Hit 44, bro. Kids def got bench shooting threes as a big, and youth level is in smaller cities.
Definitely.
It's more of an issue in school. AAU is where you can expand your game or expose your game.
That's a fact.
I'm just saying.
Something that Fluent said.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
It's bothering me because.
Go ahead.
So he said that players today are softer because of like injuries and like the injury frequency back then. And I just don't know how you come to that conclusion personally. There's a really good article that backs the Holmes rule. Like basically, the skinny of it is players are playing a lot more games before they even get to the NBA. They're running AAU circuits all day, every day. They're playing like 3 games a day, and they're running their knees to the ground. And they're only playing one sport, so they're doing the same exact repetitive motions. They're putting the same stress on their knees every time. So by the time they get to the league, they got the knees of a 30-year-old pretty much. That's why you see guys like Zion who gets hurt so frequently. He's got all this stress on his legs already because he's played just a lot more games than players did back then.
They need
I think LeBron touched on that when he played like high school ball back in whatever years it was, that they didn't play as many tournaments as the kids do now. Because you see his son do a tournament like every other week.
There's a Ball is Life video every day on Brown.
They run these young players like constantly. Yeah, they
and
do it a lot.
On top of that,
they do it a lot.
Also the nutrients, all the shit that you see people from the AAU tournaments and stuff, they be eating McDonald's, Taco Bell, all that shit in America.
They do.
That shit's so bad for you. Big Ox Bob will tell you gotta eat your greens. I swear.
That's a fact.
On top of that too, bro, they're just more athletic. They just jump higher and they put more stress on their legs. Look at like Amine or Asar Thompson, bro. They're not jumping like that back in the day. So like you got all this like stress on your legs and shit, and then you just want to like come down to the fact that they're soft. Like that shit just.
So you think that players getting hurt is not that these guys are soft? It's more the fact that is wear and tear on their body, where they're playing way more than what players did back then.
I don't think that. I know that. It's just a fact.
No, yeah, that's a fact.
It's just like
that's definitely a fact because that's.
It's like you think that all of a sudden between like 10 years, players just like, I don't want to play hurt. No, there's reasons behind this. Like you can look into this kind of stuff. So like that shit just bothers me.
And where can
that's the old head mentality.
I can link the article if y'all want to read it. But
put the link in here, bro. I would love to read that.
Spread
the information to the youth.
Nah, like bro, I got friends in tournaments every other week, bro.
We are destroying these old media narratives, bro. Put that shit in the damn chat right now so that the young guys could be preached on, bro. Because we should not allow these old heads to spread these false narratives, man. I didn't know that, so I'm happy you brought that up.
I have a bunch of friends that play high school ball, bro. That like once the season is over for high school, they jump on their AAU team and they're in a tournament every other week.
Yeah. And you had like 3 sports athletes back then. Like people would play basketball, soccer, and then like baseball or something like between seasons. Now you're just playing basketball year round. You're jumping every time. Like,
and then you got practice every day, and it's a lot.
Like, come on, like, we can be smarter than like just trying to act like your generation is more like macho and tough. Like they would get dogged by players today. But that's
the average player. I agree.
I just dropped that link in here, bro. So you guys, bro, to be educated, bro. Go ahead, read up on that. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
And now you're more fluent.
And now you're fucking more fluent. Now you're fucking more fluent.
Is it just fluent in a ticket that say that players today are soft because they get hurt? Like, is that?
I don't know. I don't want to speak for them. I don't want to get my head chopped off.
No, because
I'm going off what Fluent said in the past.
Man. I mean, when I hear Terry Clark because he's very soft, does that mean
that's a fire quote?
Are you soft here, or your body soft, and you can't compare to the old guys? Even though,
isn't not the old guys teaching the young guys? I don't get it. Maybe it's that generation that taught this generation those habits. maybe they the soft generation or not.
I mean, yes, they played hurt back then, but
No, I just they see it as like they're
not hurt the same way.
What do you call it? They get hurt, but then their problem is that they sit out for so long. Is their problem? They always say, "Oh, a rolled ankle, I'm playing through that," or a broken hand, I'm playing through that. That's whack, bro. That's not how it should
not
be
the
played.
same type of injuries though.
It's not that. I don't care. Like you need for you to have an elongated career like people are gonna have now. You got to take care of your body. Like it comes first. That's why players had shortened careers back then. They played through everything.
Nate, what was you about to say?
Shortened.
I was gonna say there was a couple years ago. I think there were. It was more ACL tears than like.
And they played a lot more games too. That's why they had short.
Yeah, isn't there a lot more serious injuries that's happened today?
Yeah, it's like serious injuries. It's not like a rolled ankle or like
because the game's playing at such a higher speed.
Yeah, that's the pace of play is high. The pace of play is higher too. So they're running back and forth, and not only that, you're also closing out on threes more. So if you jump at a guy who's like a 3-point shooter, and then you got to shift to go back and guard the paint, that's more stress on your legs. You're not jumping out on 3-point shooters back then. You're just guarding in the post, and you're not making as much sharp movements.
Hey,
there's so many other reasons.
ACLs were there in the 60s?
A lot of people's bodies
I have no idea.
Able to adapt
they were running up and down
today.
They were.
They're running up and down, but they're not making sharp cuts like players are today. You know what I mean?
It was simple. Different kind
I can't speak on that. I just assume that they were just running in a straight line back and forth. I don't see them like making cuts and fast movement.
Like, imagine a guy. Okay, buddy.
My apologies.
I give him the facts and
I played basketball my whole life. Don't do that. Don't do that. I played basketball my whole life.
I gave him a scientifically backed article, and I just came back from playing pickup, but like, whatever. It's like, come on, man. I'm trying to,
Nah, I mean, come on. I mean, you can keep going, bro, if you want.
I'm just like, I'm giving like legitimate reasons, and it's like you just want to tell me I didn't play basketball. Like, bro,
you argue my point.
You have to you're hella in your feelings, though, bro. That's hella funny.
I'm not like in my feelings. It's just the dumb shit. Just fucking pick. It's gonna pick up. It is what it is.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Pickup isn't the same as.
I'm not saying it's the same, but like
No, he dropped in the chat talking shit saying.
Yeah, I know.
That's why.
Hey, man.
Did you win pickups?
Yeah, one pickups. Yeah, one. It's pickup. Like, come on.
I hope so.
I'm just really interested. I'm really interested in this.
I didn't want to talk about that because that wasn't my point. My point was just like the amount of games that are being played, the amount of the type of basketball that's being played, the year-round cycles, shit like that. Like that's the reason why players get injured. Like the blanket statement that players are just softer. It's a nonsense point. That's my main point. So I'm not gonna debate like your basketball skill or nothing like that because I didn't play on that level because I think Fluent played like college or like I don't know what he played, but it's like I'm just trying to I'm giving you facts.
Jordan Reed with the super chat. Looking at the league now, it's not soft. It's just that the rules change. Referees nowadays are calling these calls that's irresponsible, which is insane.
Nah, these refs piss me off, bro.
I don't know when I look at
the players kept abusing it like that. I think right before last year, the year before, when it was like Steph and Trey would like jump and then they jump into you while you're falling into them and they just automatically
Dwayne Wade's the one that started that.
Pump
fake and bumping into you. Dwayne Wade started that, and then they started picking up on it through like
the for the first half of the year. Like I think all the players affected were like
it got terrible. It was terrible. Like last season,
they were like,
before that,
let me change it for you guys because you're complaining about how we're reffing and we're not doing this. All right.
Hey, answer me this. Do you think part of the reason, if let's say this generation is softer, let's say that. Mm-hmm. Do you think some of the reason they're allowed to be softer than perhaps
Bob, I didn't know that.
Past is because of the depth that there is in today's game? The benches are a lot deeper. There's a lot more talent. Especially on certain teams that might be able to afford. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, are the teams that win championships the ones that kind of can rely on their bench a little stronger than the other teams?
I don't think it's just that. I just think players just have more of open mind to just not try to put themselves in a position to get hurt. I mean, at the same time, you got old heads complaining about the guys not playing. They're the same guys saying that, oh, wow, when was the last time we seen guys play till 35, 36 years old? We guys back in our day wasn't doing that. Well, that's part and reason because they're taking care of their bodies and understanding that on how to take care of the body. So you can't sit here and give credit to the new generation for playing a this long of a career, but then say that they're soft or say they're soft because of not playing through injuries.
Just
because they're trying to play till they're 35, 36 years old. I mean, you can't have it both ways.
I think the disconnect comes from the older generation saying that players today are soft, where the way I view it is people today are smarter. You don't play at peak levels when your body is not 100% right. That's just common sense. We've now learned over time rest and recovery is key to the body being able to perform at peak condition. Back in the day, and sports back in the day was a lot more about egos and pride and proving whatever you want to prove to whoever. So people, if they weren't 100%, they didn't want to be called soft. They didn't want people to look at them as if they were less than because they wouldn't play on a sprained ankle.
You think so? With media today, you don't think there was...
Yeah, I 100% believe that players back in the day, and you can just look at how people from those eras view players. A lot of the players they value are the people who never gave up or played through anything. Allen Iverson, Larry Bird, MJ, Kobe, those guys who will play through a bunch of injuries. And then ultimately, I would say it hurts their longevity. Allen Iverson was done after 12, 13 years. Kobe tore his Achilles, he had a very long career because Kobe's different, but he tore his Achilles because everyone knows he was playing through too many injuries during his prime. And then he was being overworked in year 17. He was being overworked in year 17, trying to drag that Lakers team to the playoffs. Yeah. So while you're praising players for doing that, at the same time, you're opening them up for more risk of their longevity being damaged, where players nowadays, they're having the more longevity, but they're also being smarter and not playing through these knick-knack injuries that you will say. Players back in the day, we'd play for a sore knee, but at the same time, your guys are retiring at 32. Right. So there's positives and negatives.
In 2016, there was definitely a shift when the Warriors blew the 3-1 lead in the finals, where the regular season just got completely devalued because people saw in the end, even though there's some people who say the Warriors were hurt or they were fatigued or whatever. So I don't really buy that personally, but a lot of people just didn't put stock in the regular season anymore because they're putting all their stock in trying to win the championship. So I get when people when they rest in the regular season, I can see why that somebody would want to call a player soft because they're prioritizing the larger picture. But there's just more factors that go into it. There's so many other things you have to consider. So it's it's a more nuanced conversation than just saying players are completely soft and they just don't want to play anymore. That's all I really got to say about that.
Got you. Another super fact from Jordan Reed. Also, people say most of these players don't play a lot of defense, but they are. It's just the fact that now this generation is more skilled, more versatile, and also scoring the ball is high volume. I think the rules also make it harder for players to score as well. I mean, to play defense as well. So I think these guys do play defense. It's just extremely hard to play defense. I think you don't see a lot two-way players like Dame and then Steph. I mean, Steph's defense actually has gotten better in the last few years, but Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, Trae Young, it's not like many of those guys really give an effort on defense, but there's a lot of good defenders in the league that just get slept on because of how good offensively everybody is.
You think it should be a rule change? Just curious.
A rule change? There was a rule change last year.
I'd love for the game to be more slowed down. If you allowed defenders to hold or put their arms on offensive players, I'd love for that to happen, but I doubt players are gonna agree to.
I thought maybe getting rid of 3 in the key, maybe, so it's more European FIBA play, maybe that could maybe slow down.
Then Rudy Gobert will finally be worth.
No, Jesus Christ, that's
I definitely think something has to be done though, because some of these numbers, I forgot, it was 13 50-point games this season. It's that's
this appeals to the casuals, and the casuals is the majority of the NBA.
I don't think it does.
Casuals want to see. Casuals want to see.
They just want to see. They just want to see scoring,
and they want to see dunks. That's what they want to see. If you have an opened up court you're going to see more threes and you're going to see more dunks alongside the analytics movement of the true shooting, threes and layups.
What do you think they added the take foul to stop players from fouling on the fast break so the game's more exciting to watch?
I mean,
which was a good addition, by the way.
It was a great addition, but that's one of the main reasons to add more excitement because everybody's just fouling on the fast break.
I was gonna say views on like viewership as far as like NBA games, like watching them is like going down. So you could say casuals like want to see more scoring, but it's like I don't know if like viewership necessarily reflects that because it just goes down year after year.
Games as well. Like if maybe viewership would like increase if there was less games. You know what I'm saying? There's so many games. You can't possibly watch all of them.
It is hard to watch the NBA in like December and January, like mid-season, regular season.
What are they gonna do?
It's hard to get up to watch Atlanta versus Orlando. Like it's hard to get up to want to watch that.
Yeah, nobody really cares about that.
When are they going to do that in-season tournament they were talking about?
I mean,
I don't care about that in-season.
I know, I don't either, but I've been waiting for it the whole year.
I don't want it.
I bet you someone like LeBron is going to be injured for that play-in. He's going to sit that shit out. That's a good time for him to rest. Unless it goes to the season record, that he's going to sit that shit out. Or does it?
I the way it was explained, I didn't even understand how it worked. So
I don't know how that works either.
For me.
And they're trying to incentivize it with money, so like it has to be like seeding or something.
I'm gonna get some new guys up here, bro. I appreciate you guys for coming around, spreading the heat, bro. Appreciate
Read that article,
bro.
Hey, Mars, man, get some sleep, brother.
All right, peace out.
I don't need sleep, man. I'm growing 5 years old. I don't need sleep.
All right,
peace.
Later, fellas. See you, Dub.
Peace, bro. We're gonna get some more guys up. Whoa, you got it, Mars? You want me to get it?
I got it.
Oh, you got it? I got it. We got the evil.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Let me read this super chat real quick from Luke Jones, bro. But imagine some of the 80s players and 90s players had the technology / medicine / travel arrangements, etc. of the guys today. You give the players now far too much credit compared to the older generation, but they have everything.
Listen, look. First off, man, listen, I'm gonna leave the 80s and the 90s players alone. Listen, it's players from the 2000s that's considered old heads today, bro. So I'm that's really my time of watching the basketball. I feel like I say this shit every episode, bro. When I first started watching basketball, it was in '96, man, and that was when Jordan was like on his way out, and when I seen AI snatch Jordan, that was it for me. And that it seemed like that's the basketball that's being played today for me. Because like everybody's doing like a top of the key, and it's just got more further and further. But I agree with everything Mars said, man. Like the skills, and I add on to that, like this to me, in the 2000s, 96 and 2000s, like offense and defense. This is offense and this is defense. And as the years go on, here it goes. This is like this. The gap, and now you got away here. And now, just a week ago, we was talking about a 60-20 game. Now we talking about a 71-11 game, bro. I'm wondering. I'm like, yo, sooner or later they're gonna have to do something about this shit, man. Like, cause this is ridiculous. But like, I think Donovan Mitchell is exactly everything that you said he was, Dub, bro. I think he's phenomenal. One of the best pull-up jump. I'm not even gonna coast it. I think he's phenomenal. One of the best pull-up jumpers. I think he got better over the year. I think he got robbed out of Rookie of the Year, but that's another subject for another day.
Inconsistent.
You said
robbed
he
out of Rookie of
inconsistent?
the Year?
Yeah, inconsistent a little bit.
He was
D-Mitch, I'm saying as a whole, yeah.
He definitely wasn't the same player.
And he'll drop an 8-point game next week. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little consistency.
This is literally his best season. I mean, clearly.
Well, he definitely gonna drop some 8-point games after the shit he did yesterday, bro. Like, I'm expecting that.
70, I don't know. Like, nah.
Yeah, but I'm expecting that. But my thing is just like the other week I had I told JD Dub, I told JD I owe him an apology. I know I need to do it up like personally because I got on him about that Luka game, and I had to remind him a week ago when the Knicks was on an 8-game win streak. They lost at home to a Raptors team that was 3 games under 500, and guess what? Pascal Siakam had 52 points inside the Garden. So you want to tell me that a skill set? You want to tell me that it's this and that? Like I'm leaning on more. It's the rules that's handcuffing defenses, like y'all said, man. Like so.
No, definitely.
I don't know, man. Like sooner or later they're gonna have to do something about this.
Just mathematically, defenses have to cover more space on average.
Absolutely.
That's just like so. That alone makes the defense objectively harder, regardless if people want to talk about schemes or anything. Like I got to cover more space.
Right.
Absolutely. But do you think the players back then, as athletic as they was, could cover a lot more than the players today?
Well, they didn't have to play that way, so we never know. Like I just don't think these conversations are just so much context missing from these
like I was saying in the chat though, like that closeout rule. You can't close out hard on a player because if you're in his landing zone, it's a technical foul. Like
yeah. That's the Kobe. Yeah, that was the Kobe got injured off of that. Kawhi got injured off of that.
It's a good rule, though. It's a good rule.
It's a good rule. It's a good rule.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm closing out on a player and I gotta slow up, and he just, he can get his three off.
No, it's a good rule until the players start abusing it, and now
but then James Harden is leaning over to the side.
Well,
the side.
All right.
That's when the rule gets out of hand because
you absolutely right. But like the way it makes the closeout seem, it seemed like you got to be motherfucking Victor Wembanyama to close out on the
right.
Like, so I'm like so. I mean, yeah, you absolutely like y'all all got fair points on it, man. Like it's getting crazy, bro. So
it's getting crazy.
Speaking of Victor, I want to complete. Are y'all more excited for Victor's offensive potential or defensive potential? Because I think I know both, but I'm more like he has to me top 3 all defensive player all time potential. If he like,
all right. First off,
like if he went to a team where he was his role was more focused on defense rather than like offense, I think he would be crazy.
I agree with you. I agree with Money right here. I agree with Money right here in terms of both. I think he could affect the game both ways. I think he'll come right in. Anything your best player can do, everything Kevin Durant has already learned. Has spent his career learning, he already has. And
I gotta see it, man. I gotta see it.
This is my issue with Wembanyama.
No, he don't have it.
A lot of people are judging Wembanyama off highlights.
Off the highlights.
Exactly.
The amount. Like he misses those threes a lot.
Okay.
He misses the highlights.
He's gonna have that green light in the NBA. He's gonna have that ultimate green light in the NBA.
That jump shot's not there yet. His jump shot is not there.
Let me ask you this: for 3 games, we declare him the greatest prospect we ever seen. Did we not?
Oh, he's the greatest prospect I've ever seen.
Because of his defense, though.
More than his defense to me is more of a lock than his offense.
Is it just his defense, or is his offense a bag in terms of like getting shit?
No, it's more defense than offense.
His defense for me is more of a surefire. The offense is if that works out, that's
then
crazy. But I believe his defense is going to translate.
Real quick, when I watch Bobo's highlights, it's the same thing.
Oh,
stop this!
You know what?
Let me ask you this. You know what? Somebody said that.
I hate this so much.
This is no. Look, let me
get Brother McKissick said that.
Bobo had C3. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is when you look at the highlights, it's the ball handling, it's the going to the lane, Euro stepping, it's the 3-point shots. It's very similar. I just need to see it in the NBA. I'm not gassing Wembanyama to say he's going to be the next, god of the NBA. I'm saying I got to see it. Is he going to have that green light in the NBA? Is he going to have, just is the offense just going to be predicated around him shooting these low percentage shots? I don't know. So I got to see it.
Care about his offense, bro.
It depends on what team he goes to.
Look,
it depends on what team he goes to.
With the way it really doesn't depend, because if you look at the top faces of the league over the last 5 years, when they got to their teams, they got the green light, and the offense was built around them from day one. Trey, Luka, Ja, Zion. They all got the green light.
Jalen
Green.
Right.
Wherever Victor goes, he's going to get the green light to shoot his one-legged threes. But in terms of Victor, I'm more. I want to see how true.
What's happening?
Leave his brim alone, bro.
Wait.
You ain't got to do his brim like that.
Wait, what?
They on your cap, bro. They say
your cap.
They say you all cap right now.
I'm all cap right now.
Literally.
Whatever they want to say, they can say, man. Like I don't know how I'm cap. I'm just agreeing with everybody.
No, your hat.
No, your actual hat.
Your hat. Literally.
Your actual cap. Your actual
cap you got on. This.
Oh, my cap.
That's Smokey. That's Smokey cap. That's Smokey the Bear.
Yeah,
Smokey the Bear cap, bro. It's a Oakland A's gold
that 10 gallon, bro. That's a 10 gallon right there.
That brim is OD.
Oh my god, yo. Oh my god.
That 10 gallon.
Listen, if my hat got gold on it, man, listen, let it have gold on it.
You got the Randy Johnson on. What?
All right, bro.
Is there anything to be said about Luka having to put up like all-time crazy numbers to beat really mediocre teams, like poor teams? Like
his team sucks.
I don't think.
No, his team is not that bad as people want to make. I'm not having that.
No. Okay.
I agree. I agree. Talk your shit, football. Talk your shit.
Look. Okay, but look, it's the team is not. It's mostly the team and the system, because the system is give Luka the ball and watch him score or be ready to shoot, and then the teammates are Tim Hardaway and Spencer Dinwiddie. So it's like they're not those guys that can be elite creators.
I think Jason Kidd is
a baller.
Jason Kidd is a player's coach, bro. Like if that doesn't remind you,
the best player, get the fuck out the way. He did the same thing.
Jason Kidd is a player's coach, bro. We got to remind ourselves of what he did out in Milwaukee with Giannis. So like the thing is like he's gonna feature his premier player almost A, B, C, or almost all the time. So it's pretty much. I think it's a product of Jason Kidd's coaching style. But I think when the second that Luka gets like formidable. Yeah, the second of Luka that gets players that he could trust in, kind of like Jokic, like with Murray and like Aaron Gordon and everything. I think the numbers is going to pile down, and then you're going to start seeing him share the ball more and start loosening up his stats. He'll be able to get like 30 or 40 like on any given night, but he's still going to get everybody else involved more, and that's what I'm seeing. At least what I'm seeing from Jokic, bro. So.
But that's speculation right there. I got to see if and when he gets another star and how he's going to adapt to it and how he's going to play. If he's going to play off the ball, is he going to be off the ball more? Is he going to adapt into a role where it's more conducive to
what?
winning?
You're right. You called me out on that, and I got to take the cap off because that is spepeculation. That is big time speculation. I got to get in my Mars.
Put that shit back on, bro.
That boy, they said that boy a catfish, homie. Catfish.
Catfish is nuts. They said, "Woo."
You said put that shit back on.
Don't take it off. Don't put it on again. Don't put it on. Don't take it off again.
I ain't taking it off again, man. Like, look,
we gotta warn us when you do shit like that, okay? We need warning from here on out. You can't just.
Man, why
I don't know why y'all nagging on me,
He
man.
need a haircut. That's
fresh,
fine, bro. We all need a haircut every now and then, bro. It's all right, bro.
Y'all be in the light with it though. This is come on.
Do y'all think Cleveland's the second deepest team in the East?
No.
Who?
Cleveland.
Hell no.
No.
Deepest? Number one. Nah, not deepest.
Number one is Boston, and number
Boston
two
is the deepest.
Number two, when they're healthy, it's Milwaukee.
I think Milwaukee's underrated. I'm not gonna lie.
They're not.
When they're healthy, they are.
Deeper?
Who deeper than Milwaukee when they're healthy?
I'm deep.
Brooklyn.
No.
Brooklyn. No.
So Miami just lost all their depth.
Try again.
Max Strus is not getting it done. I don't care what nobody says.
Max Strus, I'm not.
I don't care.
Can't do it.
Give him time to heat up. He got to heat up, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
You're paying a nigga $90 million on the bench.
I don't know what y'all was thinking.
You don't want to.
Dub.
This is your
I don't think people want to see Cleveland in the playoffs.
Hey, Dub. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I think Kyle Lowry sold y'all last year. Y'all had Gabe Vincent and Max Strus.
But you know what? No. He didn't. No. You gotta understand. No. This is no. You have to understand this.
Wasn't Lowry hurt?
Lowry wasn't hurt. He was playing fine, and then people was coming at him for not being this high caliber player.
He wasn't in shape. He sold y'all.
When I watched that series,
Lowry weak.
When I watched that series,
that y'all are paying.
All right, Doug, I'm gonna let you explain.
And Kyle Lowry are combined $200 million.
I'm
gonna let you explain this. Go ahead,
The
Doug.
contract for Duncan is criminal. I didn't like the contract for Lowry either. But when I looked at that Kyle Lowry in the Boston Celtics series, I mean, listen, bro, I knew who Kyle Lowry was. He was never this crazy playoff.
Never that guy.
Okay.
He was never this crazy playoff performer to step up and everything. So
say that.
They made him like he was, and he was never that guy.
Lowry busted.
I never claimed
behind
like
in
that.
Game 6.
The one game in that series, bro.
Yeah,
that one game got him in champions.
Lowry give you one game a series, bro. That's it.
Hey,
give you one game a series.
You talking about Toronto, right?
Why do we just pretend like we didn't call Kyle and DeMar frauds until like
wait.
DeMar was the bigger fraud.
Damn, let me get to my point real quick. Dang, bro. Let me
Go ahead, Doug.
Go ahead, Doug.
My point was, I never seen Kyle Lowry as that guy to step up in the playoffs. He was just a good role player, a really good role player. I'll give them that. So people was getting on his case for not stepping up when in my head I'm like, why are they expecting this at an older Kyle Lowry where we never really believed him that in the playoffs we be doing some shit like that.
We got to define.
Stop saying that.
One time, bro.
We had one quarter. It was a quarter.
Really happened.
We got to define.
He stepped up in the conference finals.
Hold
He stepped up in the conference.
We got to define.
I think he steps back though. Not even
we got
to the level of the regular season. I think he has to step back.
He's always gonna have the defense. I'll give him that. But offensively, like, come on.
Yeah.
But Dub, the reason why I think he sold y'all, bro, because the Miami Heat culture is always about staying in shape, bro. Like it's been that way since Alonzo Mourning. I understand that, but like coming in looking like half a cheeseburger away from James Harden.
He always looked like half a cheeseburger. This is not new.
That's just his body. That don't mean he's not in shape. That's just his body, bro.
Yeah, he got that Baron Davis. That Baron Davis look.
He waited until 34 to get built like that. He's been built like that since he got
I mean, but
he got that Baron Davis.
But no, he was round, bro. Like I'm like looking at him. I'm like, yo, he been round.
He been round.
Yeah, Baron Davis was like that. Same thing. He always looked fat.
Yeah.
But he had bunnies.
I don't know.
Oh, BD. I thought you were talking about Kyle.
Diddy was wild.
Why you gonna be mad at somebody being? Why you gonna be mad at somebody who
be who they are? Be who you are. He was being.
My thing is like the Kyle Lowry that y'all was asking for is not the Kyle Lowry that y'all got.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I think after he won that ring, he retired eventually.
But that's why I don't know why. That's why I don't know why. Like we went out. I didn't really think we needed Kyle Lowry like that in my opinion.
Y'all needed a floor general. Y'all needed a floor general. Y'all didn't need that.
He was the best option. That's why they paid him.
He was the best option.
They needed a floor general. That's what they needed.
We needed PJ Tucker above
everything. They need
anything
Jesus.
else. That's what we needed. We needed PJ Tucker.
Three brothers trying and it's not working. They need Jesus.
PJ Tucker sold y'all too.
What? How?
He sold y'all too. Wasn't he gonna resign? He told Jimmy he was gonna resign, right?
Oh, well, we talking about
PJ's an Eastern Conference whore.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're talking about just not staying with the team, that's a whole different story.
No, to be fair, PJ Tucker's not about to reject 3 years, 36 mil.
I don't know why we paid him that money. I don't understand.
He ain't about to.
The Sixers got some. The Sixers. I'm not gonna lie. The Sixers have been playing a lot better, even without Maxey. But like
under the radar too. No one talking.
Under the radar. Under the radar. They have been playing better. But
here's the thing about
hold on, because I'm a Sixers fan. Hold on, we're waiting on the playoffs because we have Joel.
That's true.
James Harden.
Joel Embiid, aka the crash dummy. Yep.
You mention Doc Rivers to me, please.
Nah, Doc.
Please don't. Why? Why is he my coach? Why?
I don't know why he's your coach.
Hey, I don't know why he's your coach neither.
We got the Philadelphia Rockets over here. We might as well get Mike D'Antoni. We still gonna lose, but Lucy's gonna score.
If you got Mike D'Antoni, I think
if you get Mike D'Antoni, Joel is out of there, bro.
Joel's leaving.
Sixers, you think you beat the Nets in the series right now? You play the Nets right now. You think you beat them in the series?
Nope, sure don't. They got KD and we got James Harden. And
let's talk about KD.
James Harden is better than KD.
Let's talk about the MVP. The MVP KD, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Oh, here we go.
We're talking about I got a super chat. Hold on, I forgot about the super chat. I forgot about.
Hold on a second.
We're doing this again.
Offensively, Jokic clears Wilt. Look at
put another cap on.
Offensively, Jokic clears Wilt. Look at the playoff numbers. In the fastest pace, West averaged 30 plus in 7 finals. Wilt 0, not best in own era fraud.
I don't know nothing about that, man.
I have said many times I don't think Jerry West was the best.
I don't know nothing about that. Don't care, but
don't care.
Wait, you think Jerry West is better than Wilt?
Fuck no.
I don't know though. Like, we don't know. None of us really know. Let's be honest.
Nobody really knows, bro.
I
was there watching
to quantify that.
I'm younger than Mars, so I know.
Mars, stop this, bro.
Mars was disrespect Pele.
Stop this.
Yeah, what are we basing it on?
I gotta cut it out, bro. Come on.
I test. What are we basing it on?
Leave them old niggas alone, bro. Like stop.
Leave them old niggas alone. They're slightly angry. They're not.
Yo,
all I can do is base it off stats.
I didn't ask y'all this. Do y'all believe in the whole traditional position shit?
Yo. Let me.
Not today. Not anymore. Not anymore.
It's just like in soccer. There's a traditional 9, and then
Let me get in my bag real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me be quiet. So in terms of y'all was talking about in terms of people getting injured earlier and people getting injured more frequently, and we're choosing rest and recovery today instead of playing through and being the macho man that plays 78 out of 82 for 8 years instead of playing 64 games a year for 20 years. So my thing, this is just my theory, is one, today high schoolers are playing more frequently. So I think people like Zion, Ja, Amen Thompson, who's coming into the league, all these uber athletes, I think their athletic primes in terms of their body are just being pushed up to 21 through 25 instead of back when MJ was playing 23 to 27, because athleticism declines eventually for both eras. But I think in terms of one, the great ones adjusted, and people back then AI, that's why he only played for so long, because he wasn't able to adjust his game. And I also think in terms of positions, it's people back then were asked to do less in their positions. So I think that's why they got to be comfortable in their roles and play through certain things. When you're asking guys today, AD, who gets hurt a lot, you're asking him to cover up all the Lakers' mistakes at the rim and be able to switch on the guards and then go down and be the focal point on offense, when I genuinely don't think people that big should be moving and covering that much space. So it's just they're going to get hurt.
A lot of this is genetics, to be honest. We doing all this era shit, bro. A lot of this stuff is just certain people are just built different, regardless of what they eat. Training, it don't matter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some people who are just don't get injured.
Even
on the position thing, though, real quick. On the positions thing, though, like I was saying in the chat earlier, positions are necessary for coaching. When coaching is diagramming plays, he does it by numbers: the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. It doesn't go by players' names. So when somebody comes in or moves down to the power forward spot, all teams run sets, all teams run plays. So you have to know your play based off your position, not by your name or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's important for coaching and, like they said, for the novice fan. So even though it's no traditional players are multi-talented and can do multiple things, you still need to know your position and your role in the offense, and that's based off a number.
I agree with that.
I think that's important to know as well. But when people just do you think that Steph Curry is a point guard?
I think
hell no, absolutely
not. As a point guard, he's a point guard. I don't know what to tell you.
I think he's not.
Ty. Wait, I didn't hear what you say, Ty. What'd you say, Ty?
I say Steph Curry is a point guard, but at the same time, he's a point guard who can put the ball in the bucket. So regardless of what you want to say, he's not a point guard. He's a point guard, but he can shoot. I mean, what's the big deal?
So that's the point that I like, and that's the point I'm getting at. Just because you don't play, just because you don't play,
why not?
But
I don't even think. I don't think he's Golden State doesn't have a traditional point guard. They've got Draymond Green, who's the playmaker. It's different. I wouldn't call Draymond a point guard either. Yeah, he's a facilitator, whatever.
Facilitator, exactly.
He's not a point guard.
I'm on board with that, but I think
he's a passer, not really a facilitator.
I don't think Steph.
He facilitates the offense.
Facilitating and passing is the same thing.
I mean,
not necessarily.
He's the guy who makes.
When I'm thinking about facilitating, I'm looking like a CP3.
That's a floor general.
That's
a point.
Oh, okay. All right, floor general. Cool.
That's a floor general. Facilitating,
this is
I'm about to say y'all are just saying.
saying different words.
You said
passing and facilitating are three different things.
I think I got it mathematically.
Describing passing and using different terms.
Like
When you say point guard, I'm thinking Jason Kidd, man. Like I'm thinking Steve Nash. I'm thinking Gary Payton. Yeah. I'm thinking that.
Ball handler and
Is Isaiah Thomas a point guard?
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas was getting buckets.
Yeah, he's a point
Yeah, he
guard.
was.
If Steve Kerr,
in my opinion,
He was also racking up them. He was also racking up the assists. He was also the leader. Like he was also like the floor general.
Don't do that, bro. He was good for 2 years.
He was also the floor general when he needed to be too.
Is Steve Kerr not a PG? Is Steve Kerr not a PG?
So
Again,
So Steve Kerr is not a PG.
no. Steve Kerr was a shooting guard,
bro.
Yeah, Steve Kerr is a shooting guard.
Yes.
Bro, not every team play. Okay.
Steve Kerr didn't handle the ball.
The thing is, you need a playmaker. You don't necessarily need a point guard on the floor, depending on the system you're in.
I don't think
the point guard role was always
you need a facilitator, somebody to run the offense through.
Not a point guard to me is someone who can handle the rock and pass the rock. If you just do one of those things, or like you just score and don't pass, or you pass and can't get your own, then you're not a point guard. LeBron,
what?
We can't classify.
You have to be able to score to be a point guard.
Point guard to me is just
nobody knows.
Whoever plays point guard is the point guard. Ben Simmons was a point guard. Steph Curry was a point guard.
I'm gonna bring up the point. I said before, because I don't care if wherever you line up, I don't give a damn. But if you're gonna apply that logic of yes, that's the definition of point guard, then you have to apply that to everybody. Larry Bird would have to be a power forward in your opinion, because Larry Bird played outside of the post. He was rebounding the ball a lot, and that, by the very definition, is what a power forward does. If you're not going to call him a power forward, don't say that Stephen Curry is, huh?
I mean, listen.
Larry Bird shot the ball.
I don't know what Bird is.
What's their position?
He shot the ball.
3 positions, bro.
He started as a power forward.
But I'm saying he spread the floor too. So why would you just consider him a power forward?
Well, Stephen Curry.
Y'all want to put these people in the box? Put everybody in the box.
Like Dub. I don't like
Dub.
Bird is one of those.
I said he's a point guard, but Larry Bird was a small forward.
Bird is a combo forward? Like,
no, he's a small forward.
Y'all are just making up terms right now.
Legit.
Why you acting like you never heard that term before? We heard combo.
What the fuck is a combo forward?
I've heard a combo guard.
I heard point.
What is a combo forward?
I heard of a
never heard of combo forward.
To me, there's three players. Hold on. It's 3 spots. You got perimeter players, wings, and interior players. That's it.
What's the difference between a perimeter and a wing?
A wing is more of a slasher, more of a can play. He rebounds. He does multiple things.
So what's KD?
KD is a wing for sure.
But
what's Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade is a wing.
Slashing wing.
So they both wings?
Yes.
They cannot be the same position.
That is the same position. They do the similar things.
They do.
So what's James Harden?
You don't have to put.
They don't have.
What? How do they not do similar things?
You don't gotta classify everything.
They're not the same playing styles exactly, but they do similar things. They get the ball, they isolate, they score 1-on-1. What do they do differently?
So what's Harden?
Harden is a wing.
I think with the prevalence of the 3 ball,
I think Harden.
If Harden isn't a perimeter player, who are the perimeter players?
Who's a perimeter
player?
Steph Curry, your small shooting guards, your smaller players are perimeter players.
So AI is a perimeter player.
Absolutely.
AI to me, he's a small wing to me.
See, but you just gave another name. You just made up another wing.
No, I'm just saying he's small, but he plays more of a wing isolation type game.
So KD can
he isolates on the wing and he goes to work.
So KD's a big wing. AI's a small wing.
Yeah, I mean they come in different sizes. I mean,
I think we're talking about Chinese chicken or some shit.
And D Wade is a medium-sized wing. Okay.
Like we talking
about y'all don't know the difference. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't know the perimeter player that languishes around the perimeter and takes open shots, but doesn't go into the interior that much, doesn't rebound, doesn't do those type of things. Luka, it's more when he isos on the wing and he goes to work 1-on-1. To me, that's a wing player.
I think Luka operate on 3 levels. That's just me.
So
he's a 3-level scorer for sure. But I'm just saying. But his position to me.
What's your definition of perimeter player, though? I don't get.
Like I said, someone that languishes on the outside mostly, doesn't get into the mix as far as defense or offense.
All right, what about Klay Thompson?
So Klay Thompson isn't a wing.
Is he a perimeter player?
Klay Thompson isn't a wing. Yeah, Klay Thompson's not a wing.
Position, not how you play.
No, wait, no. He about to answer it. Is Klay?
Hold up. What's Klay Thompson?
Perimeter or wing?
Well, come on now. It's I can't give you everything. Like that's a tough one. You know what I'm saying?
Small, big wings.
Trying to be a bully. That's fucked up.
That's a tough one. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he plays mostly on the perimeter. He does. He doesn't slash. He's not really a slasher. So yes, he's more of a perimeter player. But on defense, he guards wings. So. And he used to be a 3-and-D type of player.
I don't know what he do on defense.
So what's Dirk?
Perimeter.
What's Dirk?
He had to be a wing.
Who?
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk is a wing, pretty much a wing.
He didn't want to say it.
He didn't want to.
Technically,
you gotta call him a wing though. What did he do though? What did he do? He got the ball in the mid post. He got the ball in the mid post. He got the ball in the mid post, and he went to work.
So what do you call somebody that runs the offense? Because none of your definitions have like an offense, like a facilitator in them. So like, what do you call that guy?
Floor general.
A floor general, perimeter player. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Lowry is a perimeter player. Kyle Lowry is a perimeter player.
CP3.
Definitely. Steve Nash. Those are perimeter type players. Steve Kerr.
What's
you know what I'm saying? But like you said, in nowadays the players are so hybrid. They do everything. Mm-hmm. They give you 30, 10, and 10. I mean, so it's hard to quantify these players in a specific position because they do so much.
It's very hard. Don't
get mad at me if I can't.
That's why you should do the simple thing and just list players as the position they're listed as.
That's what they're listed as.
No, for sure. I'm just saying, but I'm just, that's just one more way to quantify it. You got perimeters, wings, and interiors. Like Tim Duncan's an interior player. You don't want to say center. You don't want to play power forward. So he's interior.
We got to go on 2K, man. We got to figure these damn
players. Right.
Yeah, what's D Mitch?
And Jokic.
D Mitch is definitely a wing player. Yeah. So anytime to me you isolate and you know what I'm saying, and you get the ball on the wing or pretty much and go to work, and that's your role. To me, you're a wing type of player.
So he's not the main
facilitator
on the wing, right? So
he operates more. Who?
D. Mitch, Donovan Mitchell, he operate more.
He operate more on the wing. You got your point guard. They give it to D. Mitch in isolation roles, wherever it's conducive, where he likes to spot.
So Darius Garland is the perimeter player.
He's more the perimeter player, sure. D'Angelo Russell's perimeter player. I
want to get into these next couple super chats, bro. So by traditional standards,
let me get my charger real quick. My bad.
No problem, bro. So by traditional standards, is Porzingis a shooting guard?
By traditional standards, Porzingis.
Nah, he's stretched. He's stretched.
Stretch big.
You're just making up new terminology.
Come on. Stop acting like you ain't play 2K, man.
We ain't real life. It's just 5 positions. It's just 5 positions. He's a power forward. That's it. You're just making up more and more.
You was about to make a video. You said it the other day. I heard you.
I don't know. The video will come out still, but
you on the side of you don't believe in traditional positions, or you do?
No such thing as traditional positions.
Okay, so why?
He believes the 5 positions exist, but he doesn't believe there's a set way you have to play the position.
This way you gotta do this is just not. Okay,
he doesn't believe to be a point guard, you have to be back in the 20th century is not existent today. Like being the post.
It's not an obligation. It's not an obligation.
Okay, all right. So why aren't we calling these players? So forget the positions altogether. Why ain't we call this? Let's just go 2K with it. Why don't we call these players what they are? Why not?
Because combo forward will never be a thing. I don't care how much you try to.
Combo forward is a thing. Right? That's it. Yes, it is.
Bro. Oh wait, I'm about to say Ron.
That's why.
I know. Dumb. My bad.
Combo forward forward is a thing, bro.
I've never been a
My bad. You go. What was about to ask you though? What was about to ask you?
I just found this out the other day. Combo forward is definitely.
I mean, I got you last episode. So
no. You can knock out the super chats real quick before I go into what I'm about to say.
Go ahead. Go ahead and super chats.
To be honest, there are traditional players and there are hybrid players from Jordan Reed. Appreciate you.
I have a question.
Hold on, Jordan. Gabe, another super chat from Gabe. These boys got OP Parkville now. Dirk is a straight 4, inside out, back to the basket big.
right. They do it all.
That's a fair question.
What's your question?
For Leak in the middle, because Leak's a guy. Leak likes traditional point guards like Stockton and such. Why do you care so much about these traditional point guards when they never win?
I don't care about them at all.
Why is Stockton better than Steph? I will never get over you saying that.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
He did. I think he's a better
as a point guard. As a point guard,
that's it.
No.
Curry is a better point guard.
If you're saying John Stockton is a better point guard than Steph Curry, you're saying he's better than Steph Curry.
You have to be.
So if they're both listed as PG, right?
They're both point guards. You're saying Stockton plays point guard.
Steph Curry is better point guard than John Stockton. No question.
Hold on.
It's not even a question.
Hold on, bro. Listen. The top 5, my top 5 point guard list always it's just a traditional list, bro.
That's
wrong.
All it is. It's wrong, brother.
Why?
If you ain't got Steph Curry in it, it's wrong.
What's Steph on
it? Steph to me, that's not.
Hey, Leaf, do me a favor,
Steph, bro.
Do me a favor, Leaf. Do me a favor, Leaf. List me your top 5 point guards right now.
Magic, Isaiah, Stockton, J Kidd, and
CP3.
He ain't gonna put CP3 in there. No, you wasn't.
Not a traditional point guard, bro.
You wasn't.
Wait, so who's the fifth? Who's the fifth?
CP3, man. You can throw
that. You go traditional, you gotta do that.
What do you want to say? You want to say
Bob? You want to say Nash? You want to say Nash?
Bob? You guys gonna say Steve Nash?
No, I don't go back that far, man. Yeah, CP3 is top 5.
Any list that has John Stockton over CP3 is just the wrong list, honestly. I don't know.
All right. Let me ask you this. Is Steph the all-time greatest shooter of time?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Why?
Movement,
making ability. His ability to make
the way he shoots the ball.
Right. All right. So that's a title. Boom.
Efficiency.
Okay. All right. Who's the greatest point guard of all time?
I would say Magic.
I say Magic.
LeBron.
I think. What was your Stop it. He can't be the greatest at 3 positions, bro. You can't do
it. The greatest.
All right. So everybody say Magic. Okay. Everybody say Magic, right?
Double say Chris Paul, but
who's the greatest assist man of all time?
Magic Johnson.
Magic.
John Stockton.
No, wait, the greatest assist man means the best at getting assists.
It's John Stockton.
John Stockton.
It's Magic Johnson.
No, it's
Magic couldn't keep his dick in his pants, but he still was better than Stockton.
No one's averaged more assists per game than John Stockton.
Yeah,
no way you went that route. Wow.
That was the question. Who's the greatest assist
man?
That
was not the question.
The question is greatest assist man. What else can I go?
That's what he said. He said greatest assister.
So who's the greatest scorer?
That's different.
Highest
points
per game average is Michael Jordan.
Well, and then Will's the second greatest, right?
Wilt is second.
That's what we're doing.
By this question, yeah.
No, I'm asking you. So Wilt is second. So Wilt is the second greatest scorer
ever.
By points per game, yeah.
You don't believe that.
You're just a box score watcher, Mars. You're just a box score watcher.
If the
that's what you call me.
Assist man.
That's not what
You're a box score watcher,
Mars. What else can I go by? Assist.
That's what you did to me in the last chat. In the last thing.
Does Magic Johnson average more assists than John Stockton?
No. Y'all not going.
If he does, then I'm wrong. I didn't know that.
You're just a box score watcher. You don't know the game.
All right.
It's a higher assist.
No, y'all not going to do this to Mars. Leaf asked. He didn't say passing. He said
exactly. He said assist.
It's still Magic. It's still Magic.
So Leaf, who do you think is the best? Leaf, who do you?
Oh, Magic does average more assists for his career.
Yes. I didn't know that. Out of these conversations.
I didn't know that. I don't check the box scores like
Hold
that.
on. It's been reiterated by ESPN, Bleacher Report, and anybody that talks basketball that the greatest assist man of all time is John Stockton. And that who has the
thing is, what do you prefer, longevity or production? Because John Stockton, it wasn't like he couldn't get. He was averaging years when he was averaging like 13 assists. Am I wrong or no?
So was Magic.
Yes. No, but what I'm saying, he's also did it for longer, so it could bounce out. In some people's eyes, people will take the longevity and unbreakable record other than just the 2 more assists per game. It's not.
I'm not a fan.
It's actually 0.7. But
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Not even.
Just because hold on. Just because they was
he would have the record.
Just because they was running that weak ass pick and roll that nobody could stop back then doesn't make him the all-time assist leader or the best passer, the best passing.
I'm not saying Stockton is close to being the best passer, but the question was
they running that.
I don't know. They're running that weak ass outdated pick and roll that nobody could adjust to. Come on, man.
I don't know. Leaf asked you the greatest assist man ever.
I actually every single time.
Every single time.
Who's the greatest scorer then?
Who's the greatest scorer?
Yes.
No. MJ.
It's MJ.
Leaf. Leaf.
Jordan.
Who's a great? Okay. So who's the greatest passer? I mean assist. Excuse me. Who's the greatest assist?
Who's the greatest assist man? John Stockton.
Yeah. Why?
It doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because he has the most. Because he adds the most total assists and he averages the most assists for his career.
He does not average.
He doesn't average the most.
Magic has more.
I just found out.
Why is MJ the greatest scorer then?
Because he averages the most points.
Okay.
He has the most points. He has the most scoring titles.
That's not why to me. That's not why to me.
What we're asking is if he averages the most points, then why wouldn't Magic be the greatest assist man? Because he averages the most assists.
All right, I just listen. When y'all told hold up. When y'all just told me
it's capping.
No, hold up.
Big cap. A big cap.
Time out. I just figured out that just when y'all told me that Magic averaged the most assists.
Okay, so you changed your mind then.
So
no, I don't.
We clear now.
No. I mean, like the greatest assist man by totals is.
Who's the greatest scorer?
Who's the greatest scorer? That would be correct.
LeBron James.
You're going to change your mind.
LBJ.
You're going to change your mind.
LBJ.
It's LeBron, right?
Look at you.
Look. Erase that logic. Erase that logic then. All right, fine.
Steph underrated scorer all time?
Yes.
Because I think to me he's a top 5 scorer of all time. That's my opinion.
Wait, who's that?
Steph to me is a top 5 scorer of all time.
Off efficiency, right? Like
no,
for me he's like top 7.
I'm saying that's one of your reasons. Efficiency is one of your reasons.
Of course. Just bro.
Wait, hold on, low.
Who's your top 5?
And this is what I will say about Steph, right? If you were to line up every player in NBA history, right, make a starting 5, regardless of who was on the team, even though I think LeBron's the best player on the team, you know who's at the top of the defensive scouting report for the opposing coach?
Today?
Steph fucking Curry.
Today, yes.
Today,
because the 3-point is the most lethal weapon today.
Wait, I don't know about
he took his ass back to 72. It doesn't matter because everything can do.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
All right.
If Kareem and Shaq are on the other side,
right?
Yeah, they will be
prioritized over Curry, bro.
I get that.
It's okay.
It's an argument.
I get the big enough. I get. This is the part where I'm in here and y'all start raising up Curry, bro. But listen, when it comes to all-time conversation,
we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. Stop.
I agree. Hold on.
You can't talk about Steph anymore.
I agree with Leaf on this. Hold on.
I'm not. Steph don't belong in the same conversation.
Real quick.
I just the position part. Why? Okay, I'm still kind of confused because
but you don't have him top 20. That's why I'm talking to you.
You said traditional point guards.
Oh my God!
If you don't go,
I don't have him top 10.
Hold up, Leaf. If you don't go that far back with like basketball, how do you know what a traditional point guard is?
I go back that far, like at least like mid 90s. So I mean,
you go back to John Stockton.
That's not. Wait.
That's why you love Johnny. That's why you love Johnny boy.
I don't love John Stockton. Yo, why am I getting praised as a John Stockton lover, bro? Like he always
hold on. Let low talk.
The NBA started in 1950. Started in the 50s. So if we're talking about traditional, why would you not start where the tradition began? Not the 90s. There was a whole nother like 3 or 4 decades before that. So why would you not go back to the 3 or 4 decades to determine when the tradition started?
I don't know, man. I gotta go back to what I first watched, bro. We all
hold on.
See.
In the 90s, you had like Tony Parker. Is he a traditional point guard?
No, not the 90s. No,
not the
90s. You had Tony Parker.
In the 90s. In the 90s, it was Gary Payton, Stockton,
Mark Price,
Kevin Johnson.
I'm trying to think of a scoring type point guard in the 90s that wasn't traditional.
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway is a traditional
point guard.
Penny Hardaway was a big guard, but he still was like somewhat of he's still
he's a traditional point guard.
He is not a traditional point guard.
He's a traditional point guard, bro.
He what?
Not by presence, bro. Like obviously, but like he dished the ball when he needed to, but he wasn't as traditional as like the Gary Payton or Stockton or anybody.
So what is Penny Hardaway then?
Penny Hardaway was a big guard. He was a big guard.
Was he a point guard? Was he a point guard?
Making up names.
Yeah, 1 through 5. Yes, Penny was all right. Fine. Penny was all right. He was a point guard, bro.
Okay.
So all right. Tim Hardaway. What was Tim Hardaway?
Point guard.
Had to be.
Okay, so if the point I'm making is that if even in the 90s there were a plethora of different playing styles for
that's what I was trying to get to.
Why do you only hold one playing style as you quote unquote tradition? Even in the 90s, there were several different other ways to play point guard.
I mean, it was several, but the thing is, when you seen it in the 90s, it was sort of an anomaly. Like Penny and Shaq was together. Hold up. But when Penny and Shaq was together, they was thinking more like Kareem and Magic, on that type of scale. That at least that's how they thought about it. But outside of Penny and maybe a few others, it was really only everybody else was kind of somewhat traditional.
What is Tim Hardaway?
Was Mark Price a point guard?
Tim Hardaway was a point guard.
For sure.
Okay, but Tim Hardaway was averaging like 20 plus points
and leading his team scoring.
Yeah.
So that's
another
anomaly.
But the thing is, hold on, low. You looking at it by stats, like what they did. Like also, we forget to point out that they was high in assists too. They was averaging like a good 8, 9, sometimes double digits.
Not Penny.
Assists.
I don't think Penny was averaging.
Not Penny. No. Not
average.
The most Penny averages were like maybe 8 or 9.
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay, 6. All right,
GP didn't average that many assists.
Even GP only averaged 9 one time, and that was in the 2000s. But
when he averaged 24, throughout that 9.
Yeah. Throughout the 90s, but GP was not averaging
definitely
8, 9
one time.
What about Tim Hardaway?
24-9.
Tim Hardaway was definitely giving you 20 and a 10, and Kevin Johnson was also giving you around the 22 and 10.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
But my point is that there was players like Stockton, quote unquote traditional, where he didn't score as much, but he gave you the assists. Then there were also guards who did score as much and gave you assists. Then there were guards who scored more and their assists didn't really match up to like 8 or 9 a game, like GP and Penny Hardaway. So
Stockton was really the anomaly.
So I'm gonna say, if we really be honest with ourselves,
okay, that's fair.
Okay,
that's
so
fair.
Again, what is tradition? If majority of the better point guards at that time were giving you 18, 19, 20 plus, why is Stockton's style of play defined as the tradition? Even though throughout NBA history, there've always been point guards like that.
I think you absolutely right. I think this is where Stockton really was evolved from. Like he's more evolved from like the past first point guards and just get everybody involved. Don't shoot, don't shot selection, no, like don't really look at the rim like y'all said a couple of weeks ago. But so Stockton, you could say Stockton was that anomaly. Now that we really elaborate and look back at the numbers and look back at how they were scoring and how every other point guard was scoring and putting pressure on defense. If you look back at the numbers, number by stats to stats, Stockton was more the anomaly for just being maybe the only, if not the only traditional point guard of his time.
You can argue Rod Strickland.
And that died off. And
Rod Strickland averaged 19 when he averaged 10 assists.
Yeah, Rod Strickland might be, but I mean, I can. But the point.
But Rod Strickland attacked the basket a lot more though.
He did. So again, okay, why is it that if we now acknowledge again in the 90s that
Sam Cassell got buckets.
If there were a plethora of other ways in which to play the point guard position, why then are you trying to claim that Curry isn't a point guard? In every decade, there's plenty of point guards like that.
Well, for me, what like we gotta. I look at the other players and what they doing, and I'm like, one of the reasons why I always say it's basically a positionless league. You know what I'm saying? So like I even though Steph is listed at the point guard, wherever you go on Google, you go on ESPN, wherever, he's listed at the point guard. I don't look at him as a point guard in the realm of like say like the all-time point guard list, because it's always been traditional base. No, because when I at least when I name my top five, I name Magic, Magic, Isaiah, Stockton, Jason Kidd, and Chris Paul. They all played technically all of them, maybe except for Isaiah, played a traditional point guard game.
But majority of the guys that you named averaged 19 plus.
The hell with what they averaged, bro. Stop looking at the numbers, bro.
I understand what he's saying.
But I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying. But the point that we're still trying to make is, why are you trying to remove the volume scoring point guard out of that list, even if some of those players are better than the players on that list, like Jerry West and Steph Curry? Like, why are you?
I thought Jerry West was a two guard. I don't.
And if you watch him play, he's bringing the ball up like he's a point guard. He brings the ball up very often.
So is the Big O.
Big O was a point. He was a point guard, I believe.
Okay, so
he got buckets.
That's another point. That's another guard back in the day that would average 30 plus points.
38. Yeah, 38 1 year.
Yeah. So
38 1 year.
So if they've always existed, why is that considered traditional? If those players have always existed, the point I'm making is that there's no such thing as traditional other position, right? There's no such thing as a traditional shooting guard. Because
we off this. Leave off this. He's just wrong.
Nah, so yeah, I gotta bring.
If I'm wrong for believing that there was never like they was.
No, you're wrong for not having Steph Curry top 5.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I gotta bring.
You knew that's what it was. You knew that.
Yo, is Jordan a traditional shooting guard?
Yes.
So shooting guards all time.
That's all he played. No.
They backed up in the post. They just posted up. That's what they did.
If you think traditional shooting guards,
I'm not saying
that. You think Reggie Miller, Steve Kerr,
Reggie Miller was
Craig Elo, them type of dudes was Jeff Hornacek. Those are traditional shooting guards.
Because the reason why listen. The reason why
he was, but he should be registered as a shooting guard due to the logic of that's what he did most. He shot outside majority of the time, so he should be registered as
Reggie, Ray Allen,
Ray Allen. There you go.
Yeah,
Reggie, Ray Allen, shooting guard. Those are traditional shooting guards.
Reggie, Ray Allen, even Klay Thompson.
Yeah, but Jordan is not a traditional shooting guard. They were not backing up, posting up in the early ages. They
because Jordan is a scorer. Period.
I say by play style. Yeah, by play style.
There you go,
Jordan,
Marsh. There you go.
By play line, listen. By play style, he's not. But in some form of the way, he only played two guard for his career. So
that's Curry. That's Curry.
That's Steph Curry at point guard.
He's point guard his whole career.
You got it.
I gotta bring other people.
Fucking top five.
I gotta bring people on.
Nah. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that today,
bro.
We ain't doing that today.
I gotta bring other people on. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, bro. Lo, you more than welcome.
I'm coming back here, bro, because these niggas is sick, bro.
I love Leaf, bro. He's my guy, bro.
Is Flo coming up here?
I think so. I'm making room right now. As I'm waiting for him to get in, let me read off this super chats. All this talk about wings, Low, love this right now. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. Guys, this assist logic means John Wall is a better assist man than Nash and Kidd.
That's why it's a dumb question.
Another super chat from Traveling Trav. How is Curry arguably better than Magic? Not top 5 to 7 all time.
Because most people don't think he's better than Magic.
Yeah, bro. Does LeBron passing Kareem help his legacy at this point in his career, or can only championships help his legacy? Only championships help his legacy, in my opinion.
Becoming an all-time leading scorer helps his legacy, but it's not gonna make anyone who doesn't have LeBron as the GOAT make him the GOAT. If that makes sense.
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
No one who has MJ as the GOAT is gonna say LeBron is now the GOAT because of the scoring title thing. No one like that.
He cracked 40 points though, 40,000 points.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. I was thinking about this for a little bit. I mean, if the dude continues this to like he's 45 and ends up like 42, 43,000 points, I mean, that's wild. That's wild, bro.
40,000 points and potentially giving Westbrook a championship. He's my GOAT.
He's my GOAT. Does LeBron passing? Oh wait, I read that already. Another last super chat. They existed in quality. Now they exist in quantity. I'm not sure what he was talking about.
It's about volume scoring point guards, I'm assuming.
There we go. Last one. Lo, did you see that ticket replying to your East's weak take? I made some comments. I wanted you to read defending your take.
I don't know. I didn't see the video now.
Got you. I thought Fluent was gonna come up here, but I guess he's not. So
the East was weak back then. I don't know. Yeah, but no, I did not see that video.
I didn't see it either, man. What's good, fellas? How y'all feeling, bro?
Good.
Good. Lo, you was about to get. I don't know if you hit it on the money yet, but I know that you wanted to get into a take about the positions in basketball and everything like that. If you want to elaborate more on that.
I do want to talk to Fluent. I know that's your arch nemesis on Dub.
I hate him, bro. I really do. I've never disliked somebody more than him.
Okay. All right. The point I just want to make is that if you go back and like rewatch a lot of like older basketball, ironically enough, they don't ever say point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward. They don't say that. They just call them guards, forwards, and centers. So I believe, ironically enough, back in the day, they were actually much more positionless and fluid with the responsibilities that each player had, more so than it was throughout majority of NBA history.
This is a little league debate. That's why
he said guards for
league. This is for
if you go back and watch like a lot of like 60s and 70s ball, even 50s, and when they did the lineup, like they did a lineup before the game started, it would just say guard, forward, center. That's all it would say. And then even when you go back and listen to like Bill Russell, Jerry West, if you listen to them talk about that era of basketball, they just refer to players as, he was one of the best guards back then. He's one of the better forwards. They never say he was the best power forward of his time. They never say that. They just say guards, forwards, centers. I say all that to say it's that it seems as if, in my theory, is that they just not made up, but they helped identify more specifically the positions to help novices understand the game. But throughout the early stages of the game, anybody was bringing the ball up. If you watch the Lakers, Elgin Baylor brought the ball up quite a few times. It wasn't like it was just unheard of for him to bring the ball up or push the pace. Jerry West, who many people still do not consider a point guard, brought the ball up frequently. Not like every now and then, like very commonly did he bring the ball up and set the offense up, and people still do not consider him a point guard. So when I watch the games, I'm like, bro, and to be fair, other teams, quote unquote, had a more traditional role. So when Bob Cousy did bring the ball up practically every single play, like that was a thing which they did. But when I look at a lot of it, bro, it's not as traditional or set in stone as a lot of people make it out to be. It's just not.
Yeah. It was made up for Little League basketball, in my opinion.
There's no such thing as
at a younger age, it's made up to help you identify what you're supposed to do on the court as your height or as what they projecting you to be for your whole life, basically.
Yeah.
And once you get more advanced, you start doing more stuff with the ball, and you're always going to have that playmaking with you if you grew up, if it's just in you. You know what I mean? Some people it's just in to play make like that. Not necessarily I think they got skill you work on or nothing like that.
But in the 80s, there was a different level of point guards, though.
Yeah, people bring up the ball, and different people bring up the ball because they're trying to get in their sets differently. They're trying to give them a good look.
Difference, man, because like that point guards is really is the players that really set your team up, like a Chris Paul, like a Rondo. You know what I'm saying? At the top of the key, set everybody up. You You know what I'm saying? Something like that Magic was doing, something like what LeBron doing, like a pure point guard. I wouldn't say traditional. I make sense of a pure point guard.
Bro, who is talking right now? Am I bugging?
No, I think it's what dude top right. You talking right?
Yeah,
top right.
that was my brother.
Oh, he back.
Oh, that was your
Okay.
brother?
Oh, I was tripping too.
Yeah, I was like, he froze. I was like, bro.
I was trying to figure out too.
I was like, bro, who am I supposed to be looking at right now, bro? Like,
You want to be an extension of your coach, basically. That's what a traditional point guard is to me.
So is LeBron a traditional point guard then?
To me, yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, Lo. I'm like caught in between because I do believe that there is something called a traditional point guard. My thing is trying to act as if guys who play the position differently isn't a point guard is something I just highly disagree with. So that's something that they've had to teach people. They had to have a basis of how to teach people over time. They need to establish that role. But Stephen Curry, for instance, you coming in, oh nah, I really get buckets, and at the same time I could play make for my team as well. Well, shoot, now you playing the point guard role just on a different level, and trying to call these guys not a point guard or not a small forward just because of the way they play it, it's just dumb in my eyes. I do think.
But do you think Steph Curry can win Do you think Steph Curry can win a playoff series with just his floor general playmaking?
No, but I mean, what floor general has won besides Magic Johnson?
Because most of them don't win. That's the other problem.
They don't win.
That most of these floor generals, that style of play just hasn't been successful enough to justify even doing it.
Anyway. I've always been a believer. If you have one player who's like getting the majority of your team's assists, I don't see that work. Like Magic and LeBron are like the only players I've seen who can average like double-digit assists and win a championship.
I think
if you have one player who's getting like 40% of your whole team's assists, it doesn't seem to work out the way I view it.
Traditional point guards are small guards, and small guards don't win. So
yeah, small guard, it's harder. It's way harder.
I mean, yeah, 100%, because basketball is a big man sport. That's why Isaiah Thomas is top 10.
And like
Isaiah and that.
Shut up, Mars. Because you were just talking. Because right now you're talking.
It's not my list, but people have.
Yeah, what's down, brother? How y'all doing?
Is what it is.
There's like subcategories you can have. It's like everybody ain't got to be the same type of player.
It's just a combo guard.
Yeah,
but we don't do that with no other position. What is Kobe? What is Kobe?
A forward is a forward.
What is Kobe and Jordan?
It's only
wing players. Buddy was saying.
Are they power guards?
They're scoring guards.
Oh no, but look, this how I feel like. See, back then you had big men. You get what I'm saying? So big men couldn't really bring the ball down. So you had then you had people that could shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? Something like a Reggie Miller. Then you had somebody that then they would come with the point guard. Somebody that really orchestrates the team, helps set the team up. Okay, nowadays the difference is you got your superstar players always bringing the ball up. No matter Giannis, he a big man, he bringing the ball up. Joel Embiid, he's a superstar, he bringing the ball up. You get what I'm saying? It's more of a superstar.
The heavy hitters in here.
Than nowadays than it was back in the day.
Just sit back and relax.
The heavy hitters are really here now. The heavy hitters.
See, back in the days, you had somebody like Chris Paul.
I gotta do a background. I don't like my background.
You got your like Jordan. Jordan, he had the ball set up, but more you had Pippen. Pippen used to set everything up. Then you had Armstrong.
So he was a point guard?
No.
You know what I'm saying? You had Pippen, different people like that. But man, Jordan, he didn't have the ball in his hand. They had somebody, they had a point guard besides Pippen. You get what I'm saying? Used to bring the ball up.
So was Pippen a point guard?
Yeah, John Stockton. No, Pippen
so what was Jordan under Doug Collins?
They talking about really LeBron James was the point forward. No, it was Pippen. Pippen was a point forward before LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James is basically a souped up Scottie Pippen to me. Cause Pippen was a dog with it. It wasn't just Jordan. Everybody want Michael Jordan, man. Don't sleep on Scottie.
I hear you. I hear you. So we got two people in here that highly disagree with the positions debate.
We got the heavy hitters, man.
Got Dell and Fluent in the building. What's good with y'all? What's good, Dell?
Yeah, I just have a question. So nobody like positions here now, or is that I don't get?
It's only because of the Curry
I like
thing.
positions, but I just view players.
I
as the
like
position they're
positions, but
listed as.
today
That's it.
since
I don't like the
Hey.
my whole thing is I'm fine with you claiming about traditions and saying that there's traditional point guards and shit. My whole thing is if you're gonna call somebody not a point guard, then you might as well call the other person not a small forward as well.
Okay,
Stephen
so
Curry.
who
If
do
you-
they
is only
say
a
is not a point guard?
So
This is only
when
a combo
people
to
say
knock
when
Steph.
people
Steph is
say
the one
when
This is
people
only a
say
combo to
Curry's
knock
not
Steph,
a
that's
point
all.
guard, but then they don't say that Larry Bird is a power forward, that is inconsistent logic because Larry Bird by the
LeBron.
or LeBron by definition, Larry Bird was a guy who played a lot of the times outside of the post. He was a good rebounder as well, and by that definition, that's what a power forward does. So if you're not going to call Larry Bird a power forward, then don't call Stephen Curry a shooting guard.
They need
Especially
something to
when
try to
Larry
knock
Bird
Steph.
even lined up as a power forward position in the beginning of his career.
I hear people call Steph is a point guard of the new age, though. All we're saying that the point guard position, like the definition of the point guard position, changed. That's all we're saying.
He's
When?
not the first one.
You
though.
gotta get Steph
When?
You're
Curry.
saying when?
I'm asking when.
I don't know the time, but now instead of back, that's why the traditional moniker came up because in let's say the 90s, in the 90s, it was more point guards like Jason Kidd than there was, and right now, like there's more point guards or past first point guards that
Let's
look
all right,
past,
name them, and we'll go back and forth. You said Kid. I'll
Name another
say
one?
I'll say Kevin Johnson.
Okay.
Stephen Johnson Johnson wasn't pass first.
Okay, you think? I mean, there's years in which he's either first or second on shot attempts on his team.
Okay.
Okay, you're telling me
Do you
shot
do you,
attempts,
all right, do you think? All right, how many? Do you think
Nah,
Westbrook?
don't
Do
do
you
that.
think Westbrook is pass first?
do I think Westbrook is? I don't think Westbrook's a traditional point guard though. He's not in that list for me.
Okay. Do you think John Wall was a traditional point guard?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Do you think you saying Kevin Johnson? You think Kevin Johnson was a traditional point
I
guard?
think Kevin Johnson was a traditional point guard. Yes,
Do you
especially
think-
when he was with Charles.
Do you think Tim Hardaway was a traditional?
Yes, I
point
do.
guard?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Do you think Tony Parker was a traditional point guard?
Kinda.
Yes, in my opinion.
For more traditional, no, but for more so, yes, he's in the Kevin Johnson realm where you like he got a bucket, but in the Spurs system is
Spurs
like
system.
it was different. It changes in the Spurs system, to be honest.
What do you?
Hold on, Del, 1 second, because I feel like we need to go back a step. So I wish I could have came on earlier. I apologize.
I just got here right same time.
Yeah, no, but I was listening earlier, and there was a lot of nonsense being said, and then there was a gap because I had to go do something. So here's my issue with you, specifically Low. I haven't heard anybody else say this. The traditional, you keep asking when. So I'll tell you, to the best of my knowledge, and someone can go look it up, Pete Newell, as a coach in the 50s, created traditional positions to teach the game. A traditional point guard does this. And it isn't just on offense, it's on defense too. So a traditional point guard brings up the ball, facilitates the offense, gets the other team involved. On defense, he's guarding the perimeter, expected to get some steals, etc. He did that for every single position in the 50s. Now, from that, it has evolved tremendously, and players do so much more today than they've ever done. But it wasn't just today. There were players doing that in the 2000s, in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 60s, where people went outside of that traditional, what you're supposed to do, your responsibilities are. That being said, when you try to categorize a player, and that's, I think, where we start to butt heads, is when you try to categorize a player by those traditional standards, you say, well, he also does this. Steph Curry's a great example. He also does that. It's what they do the majority of the time. What is there? So for me, I get a lot of flack for calling Curry a shooting guard. Why do I call him a shooting guard? And I can do this for any player. I call him a shooting guard because he plays off ball more than 50%. So what he does more is what a shooting guard would do, which is off the ball. Don't forget, these positions, the two guard, for example, has many names. It's shooting guard, scoring guard, off guard. They're all the same thing, the two position. So he's off guard, which is off ball more than he's on ball. So you want to categorize him a point guard because he's 6'3", and that's what they want to do? Cool. And that's what the NBA calls him? Fine. For me, he plays off ball, he shoots a lot, and what does he do on defense? He's responsible for getting steals. So there's a traditional setup when you learn and are taught the game, or when you're teaching the game, that a point guard does this, a shooting guard does this. and then they blow up and expand from there. Now, is there guys like Jokic who's really friggin' hard to say what he does? Sure, because he brings up the ball, he leads his team as assists. But what else does he do? Well, he does traditional big man things like post up, block shots. Those are things that a traditional big would do. So all of those things start from you have to, and Dell can tell you this, when you're first taught the game, they don't just say, here's the ball, go play. They say, hey, you're the point guard, you're going to do this. Shoot guard, you're going to do that. And then it evolves as you get better, and your skill set dictates how much you can expand. So to try and pigeonhole and say, well, this guy shot the most, that doesn't make him anything. You use Jordan. Jordan was a shooting guard. His post up didn't come until later in his career when he didn't have the athleticism, and so he had to learn to do something else. But for the majority of his career, he was a shooting guard.
And
Larry Bird.
Sorry,
go ahead.
We're gonna disagree, Fluent, on the Curry take, because you're negating. He's still a point guard to me. Like that's why it's not hard for me to say Stephen Curry's a point guard based on whatever. Like, to me, Giannis is a small forward. Y'all could call him a power forward, but Giannis is a small forward to me. Like, Giannis, traditional position for me is a small forward. The way I watch basketball,
small forward is a great place to put a lot of people. Those, because by definition, small forward is a Swiss Army knife. It does everything.
But with Curry, like Curry, first 5, he has the ball in his hands. It's just when Steve Kerr comes with this new system, it navigates to him playing more off ball, and that doesn't mean his natural position change. If Steph Curry goes to another team, you think he'll play more off ball or have the ball in his hands?
But wasn't Curry a 2 coming in?
Well, 2, no. Curry was
a point guard.
He was a 2 coming out of college.
Curry did play 2 at Davidson a little bit.
He played Davidson, but Curry went back
Mark
to
Jackson,
school his junior year to have the ball in his hand more to show that he could play.
And then Mark Jackson tried to make him play traditional point guard where he facilitated the offense and passed, and it didn't work. When Kerr came in and changed the offense and had him off ball more, he became significantly better. He was significantly better.
I think it worked.
You think it worked?
When you say it had a ceiling, it had a ceiling.
But that's my point. Most of the ball handling players, the guards who handle the ball and dominate, they all have a ceiling. Magic Johnson is the only one who's consistently been able to break that ceiling over an extended period of time. Chris Paul's ceiling was what? He made 1 conference finals appearance.
Okay, y'all based in the ceiling on what the team does and not how far the player takes it.
What scoring point?
Okay, so that's even better. What you're saying? Yes, when I'm talking about what
you're talking about team concept.
I'm talking about even in terms of what Chris Paul was able to lead them to. Chris Paul was not able, and he played great. I'm not saying he didn't play great. I'm not saying that the other traditional point guards did not play great in the playoffs. But the quote unquote ceiling, even Curry played great when he was a quote unquote traditional point guard with Mark Jackson. So if you're saying that there's a ceiling, there's always been a ceiling. Say that. No, whoever said there was a ceiling, always
my phone.
I think Jason Kidd going to 2 finals back to back was amazing for the Nets. I really believe in I never heard traditional shooting guard takes. I never heard traditional power forward. I really look at it as how they play the game. Like Steph Curry is the new age point guard. He's the new age point guard.
I think his phone about to die real quick. Hold on, his phone about to die.
I think this is only an argument because
wait, his phone about to go. His phone about to die. Go ahead.
No traditional point guards have led success or whatever. Name me the scoring point guards that have led to success.
Curry.
That's one.
And what do you consider? Because I would consider Iverson. I would consider Iverson also. I would consider Jerry West as well. I would consider Oscar Robertson as well.
I mean, this is the only argument.
I would consider Walt Frazier, but depending on what version of Walt Frazier you're talking about.
This was never
Jerry West won. Yes,
this was never a discussion until Curry got his ring.
Depending on how you feel. Depending on how you feel about Hal Greer. That's another player who also led his team. Yes.
This was never a discussion until Curry got his rings, to be honest.
No. It's been a discussion because I remember when I was growing up.
Chris Paul, Steph Curry debate to me.
When I was growing up, Stephon Marbury and Steve Francis and all of them, Gilbert Arenas used to get killed religiously for not being past first point guard. Say it again.
How many of them had success?
Oh no! They definitely had that much success. But I mean,
it's not like a narrative.
Most players,
was it a
narrative? Most teams that win have a traditional point guard than they do a scoring point guard.
Because personally, I don't think Derek Fisher and Steve Kerr and them were traditional point guards. They were more off guards. When they played in the triangle offense, they were off guards. That is not a traditional. Derek Fisher was not sitting here running pick and rolls, pushing it. He was not doing that.
If you ask
Kenny Smith, was Kenny Smith in Houston? Was he a traditional point guard? Or was he an off guard?
If you ask their coaches, they would say they was an extension of them off the court, on the court. They can get the
Fluent. Would you consider Derek Fisher a traditional point guard or off guard?
Derek Fisher could get the Lakers at any set that they wanted to be in at any time of the game. No
that's any player. That's any player.
Was Derrick Rose a point guard? Was Derrick Rose a point guard or a shooting guard, Fluent?
Derrick Rose?
I mean, not Derrick Rose. You said Derek Fisher. My bad.
Fisher.
Oh, Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher was.
He was an off guard.
He was a guard.
He would have to, by your logic, he would have to be a shooting guard.
He would have to.
This is why I hate.
I think he was though. I think he was an off guard though.
And this is why I hate because there's just so many inconsistencies.
He was fluent. He
was.
That's
why
he played. I have to check if he was off ball. If he was off ball,
also
on ball.
Yeah, just because someone makes decisions on the court doesn't make him the point guard.
What about Steve Kerr? Was he not an off guard, especially in the triangle offense?
Well, in the triangle offense, they played with a point forward. So they had Scottie Pippen was the primary facilitator of that offense.
So
but that's a very different offense where he brought up the ball, passes it to the center turns, and the center actually initiated the first pass or the second pass. So that's a very different, unique style. Only one team per season has played the triangle offense. So you can't really use that as the example when there's 29 other teams playing a different offense.
Well, to be fair, he was talking about
the example because that's a system based that changes the narrative.
Yeah, but
the majority of players, like you guys are really picking very specific. Derek Fisher, by the way, again, played in the triangle offense with the Lakers. So again, different. You got to look at what did the other 29 teams do. And when you look at what they did, again, you're using Curry, exception to the rule. LeBron, exception to the rule. Talk about the other 395 players in the league, what they play. And most of them, not all, play a more traditional.
But that's not what you brought up. That's not what you brought up.
I want to be clear because we want to make sure we're all on the same page. The reason why we brought up the Lakers and the triangle offense because he was talking about the amount of success that translated to championships. So he was talking about the type of success. And what I'm saying is those teams with quote unquote traditional point guards, majority of them all have ceilings because, like Mars said, and I agree with this, when you have one player who has that much influence on a team's offense. Not saying it didn't happen a lot, but it's very rare where somebody can have that level of influence that leads to that level of success because normally the team
what you guys are saying is a traditional point guard doesn't have team success.
Fluent. What you just did bringing up the system of Steve Kerr and Derek Fisher being in, you could apply that same energy to Stephen Curry, and the system that he's a part of is the reason why he's playing off ball, not just because of Stephen Curry and what he's doing. We've seen Stephen Curry.
What's Steph Curry's greatest attribute?
Shooting.
And on defense, what's the only thing that you can say he does better than average?
Steal.
When you define a traditional shooting guard, they talk about shooting and steals on defense. So that's all I'm saying is you can make that argument. You want to call him a point guard, call him a point guard. And yes, you're right. Maybe the system affects what he does a little bit more, for sure. But if I know a guy is the best shooter ever to play, I'm putting him in a position where he's going to play a shooting guard.
Where do you put Chris Mullin? Where do you put Chris Mullin?
Chris Mullin was a small forward.
How? He's mainly a shooter.
Small forwards do everything. They're Swiss Army knives. They play on the wing, they shoot, they drive, they slash. That's what small forwards do.
So I mean, I've heard Kobe say this as well. Would Kobe then be a small forward? Because he called himself at some point. He said, I used to play small forward majority of my career.
He's a Swiss Army knife.
Kobe was a shooting guard to start his career and shifted to small forward, much like Jordan did. Jordan became more of a small forward as the years went on than a shooting guard.
Then what would you classify them as? You talk about what they did for the majority of their careers.
For the majority of their careers,
they were mainly small forwards by your logic because they themselves were
they were scoring guards.
They were Swiss Army knives for a large portion of their careers.
No, they weren't. They weren't like rebounding. They weren't doing that kind of stuff.
What? Kobe's
you don't think Jordan wasn't rebounding?
That's not his main. That wasn't one of his main responsibilities. No.
I mean, it wasn't his main, but I mean,
But that's what I'm saying. You guys are confusing because they could do something. That's what they are? No, it's what was their main responsibility?
Well,
His main
then
responsibility
the main responsibility for Chris Mullin is shooting the ball. He's a shooting guard.
Okay, so call him a shooting guard. I don't know.
That's,
So
oh my God. And thank you. No, and this is what I talk about. This is why this is the title of the video.
You have to dive in. Like you're throwing out names of players. There's been 5,000 players in the NBA.
It's the inconsistencies. It's the inconsistencies that people have. For some reason, for somebody that they just feel is believed as a shooting guard, they would sit here and apply that logic to them. But for somebody else, they wouldn't. Tim Duncan is a perfect example of this. Tim Duncan, by everyone's definition, what does a center do? His job is to rim protect and be a defensive anchor for that team, correct?
Similar to a power forward. They have very similar
roles.
So
but
then
Tim
what
Duncan
is Dirk then?
What is
Dirk then?
Dirk is a stretch four. That's a new role because the skill set has changed.
I don't think it's new.
You guys are bouncing around like making weird faces and stuff. But guys, I've said it before. There's a traditional set of positions that has evolved now. There's like 20 positions now because the responsibilities have changed throughout the years. But
I agree with you there.
From a base of the point guard does this, the shooting guard does this, the small forward does that, power forward does this, center. That's how we teach it. I teach 10-year-olds today. Just let me finish. I teach 10-year-olds today. That's how we start. That's how we start. And then the skill set, system, all that other thing, then changes and it evolves. That's basketball.
And that's fine. That's fine. I agree with that logic 100%. And I would be fine with that logic as long as you stay consistent with that. What you just said out your mouth, the positions evolved. So it's safe to still call Stephen Curry a point guard because we all came with the understanding that everything is evolving. And Stephen Curry, the way he plays the game is that of a point guard. We cannot change that.
Now, I'm not saying that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The way he plays the game is that of a shooting guard.
I think because he's running plays.
He actually plays the game like a shooting guard. Listen, this is the big debate. And listen, and for the record, I have Steph as the second best point guard of all time, third best shooting guard of all time. I give him a lot of high praise. But here's the thing. If you're talking about how he plays, his main responsibilities are off ball, to shoot and score, and to get steals on defense. That's what a prototypical shooting guard should do for you.
Larry Bird's main responsibilities was playing through the post and rebounding the ball, and then playmaking was his third priority. So Larry Bird would be classified as a power forward as well, right?
I think as he was for the first half of his career.
Even when Kevin McHale was there, he was still playing the same type of role.
He was starting as a power forward and then kind of shifted out when he started to utilize the 3-point ball more. And that's when they started calling him a small forward.
No, they just moved him. They just moved him when Kevin McHale was emerging. That's what they did.
Well,
and
they had Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, so they had to put him at the 3 because those two guys started in the front
exactly my point. But Larry Bird, the way he was playing basketball was the same way that a power forward played basketball. He would line up on the post.
There's too much with Bird. There's too much shooting and playmaking for him to be a power forward. That's where the argument.
We're talking about what he mainly does, right?
But he was mainly a scorer for his team,
out
and
of the post, like Dirk was, out of the post, and a rebounder. That's what he was doing. He was a rebounder, right?
His main responsibility was to score and to play make. He was the third rebounder on that team behind Parrish and McHale. So no, it wasn't his main responsibility. No, you're incorrect.
So if his main responsibility,
and again, you're picking the unicorns out of all these players, but keep going.
So let's not use. Because you said I don't think stretch forwards are fairly.
Kevin McHale Kevin McHale wasn't out rebounding Larry Bird though. That's not true.
No, you're going by numbers. Their main responsibility.
Larry Bird lining up.
His job was to rebound. Whether Bird got more rebounds than him or not is irrelevant. His main role when his coach would be talking to him is, "Hey, we need you to down low to get rebounds." You're confusing numbers. You're confusing numbers.
It's not numbers. If Larry Bird is down in the post for majority of the game, naturally, what's going to be his responsibility? To rebound, correct?
But if the ball is shot from a distance, it rebounds further, and he could be getting rebounds on the perimeter.
He's on the post, Fluent. That's what I'm saying. He's in the post.
He's not always in the post. He played in the post.
I'm not doing this with you, bro.
Magic
did it a lot. He did it a
lot. Is Magic a power forward?
I'm not arguing with this because now this is semantics. We could just watch the tape together, Fluent. We could watch it because I actually went back. No, I went back.
Magic playing the post? Is he a power forward?
I'm asking you that.
I'm asking you that. I'm saying, but I think what me and Dub are saying is that Magic as a point could play in the post. He can play on the perimeter. He could play.
Absolutely.
It doesn't really matter.
Just because you're one position and your main responsibilities is something doesn't mean you can't do something else. That's where I think you guys are getting caught up, and where the butting of heads is coming is that you think because he does something, like because Curry can handle the ball, because Curry can facilitate, he's a point guard.
I think
you can do it doesn't make you that.
I think what was Westbrook's main responsibility?
Westbrook's main responsibility?
Yeah.
On which team?
Especially post KD. Post KD.
Post KD, he was their guard. He was their everything.
But I think his main responsibility was
maybe
a scorer.
10 guys in the league. There's maybe 10 guys in the league that go above and beyond what. And listen, I've said this before. The traditional thing is just a starting point. They all have to do more. They all have to do everything now. It's very different.
Okay.
So traditional point guards are just point guards who do the bare minimum.
A traditional point guard is someone who plays. A traditional point guard. Is there even a traditional point guard left? There's very few. There's very few traditional point guards. Very few. And a traditional point guard is someone who brings up the ball, facilitates the offense, passes the ball. Typically isn't a great scorer or shooter, typically, but can score. But yeah, traditional point guards, traditional everything are pretty much dead. There's but they're pretty much dead.
I think traditional point guards are now backup point guards now, damn near.
Because what does everybody do? Like, again, what does everybody do when they're learning the game right now? They shoot. They want handles and they want to shoot. You got 7-footers trying to do that. That's what they're trying to do. So the traditional thing is pretty gone.
No, I got what you're saying. So okay, let's go back further. Okay, so Jerry West.
We went to fucking every point imaginable, bro. I don't even know where we're at.
But
anymore, this is beating around the bush to the max.
No, we can because I agree that
because you guys are trying to say that there's no such thing as a traditional thing, and there is, but just no one really plays like that anymore.
Okay, but so Jerry West, what was he doing?
Jerry West primary was a point guard, but he played combo guard really because he was a scorer too.
Okay, so if he's one of the very first players in the NBA.
Yeah. Not one. No, but okay.
I mean, it was probably a decade before.
Anything before the shot clock doesn't.
But even then, because even when you gave me a name, there's another name in the 50s named Bob Davis or something like that, and he was a point guard, 6'1", and he was a volume scorer. He's a lead scorer on his team, and he didn't lead. I don't think he had a couple years where he didn't even lead his team in assists. So what I'm saying is that. All I'm saying is that those players have always, and when I say always exist, I keep going back further and further.
Absolutely.
So
there's people that have played outside of the traditional role, absolutely, since the beginning of time.
When you say traditional, how can they play outside of the traditional if it's at the beginning of the time? If they're the ones who are establishing,
is the word traditional bothering you?
Yeah, because it's not really the word. It's
because
the
I feel like that's where you're sticking on is the word traditional, thinking that it's old. Traditional means like the way it was written, the way that we started it, not started it because that's where you're getting caught up again. This is the way a point guard should play, and you're using the word traditional, but it doesn't have to be. That's the way that it was written, but you can play outside of that box.
But that wasn't it either. I looked this up. Naismith, when they first started playing, he just handed them a ball. It was not written down.
You asked when it started. I told you Pete Newell in the 50s.
No, Naismith started the game of basketball. He invented it. When he first invented it, it was not. He just gave them a ball. He did not.
You asked when the traditional positions became, and I said as far back as I can find was the 50s with Pete Newell, who said a point guard will be the guy that brings up the ball.
Yeah.
A shooting guard will shoot the ball or score. A small forward would do this. A power forward would do this. That's when it became. But again,
and what is his name? What is his name again?
Pete Newell. I think you're getting Newell. You're getting caught up, I think, in the word traditional, thinking that that's how everybody played back then, and now people play different. No, it's when you're teaching the game before the NBA, when you're teaching it to a 10-year-old, this is what you teach them. And then as their skill sets develop, they go above and beyond and do more. Since the beginning of time. It has nothing to do with time.
But I don't
think time on it.
No, I think even from the beginning of time, though, I don't think they really did that. Maybe to an extent, like I don't think like there were 7-footers out there like handling the ball and initiating offense, right? But I think from a 6'1" or 6-foot player all the way to 6'9" players, they all came into the league to a certain extent being able to handle the ball. I witnessed Elgin Baylor initiate offense and organize the offense several times. Now you can say he was an anomaly, fair enough, But
again, you're using the greatest players.
You can say that. Yeah, but again, the point I'm making though is
like
that
for every Elgin Baylor, right? I can give you 10 Andre Drummonds who only play a traditional center because they can't do anything else. You know what I mean? So if you want to do that, we can do that. I can go pull up. I don't have them on the top of my head. I'm not chill.
Yeah.
But I can go pull up for every one of the guys you're giving 10 examples of the traditional guys. Because normally, who are those guys? Those are guys that don't have the skill sets to take that role and expand it. And there's more.
So, like I said, traditional positions are the people who do the bare minimum.
I would accept that. I would accept that answer. I accept that. Like, it's just a lack of skill.
Traditional role.
But they don't. But the reason they're not expanding on it is because they can't do the other stuff. So they're tradition.
Yeah. And my hang up isn't tradition.
Or either don't have the skill set or don't have the opportunity.
That's what
because, like Stockton, for example, Stockton could shoot. Stockton could score. But in that system, he was asked not to often. When he was asked to, he stepped up and he did do that. He did score. But his role in that offense was to do a certain thing. And that's the thing that it's tough because in certain positions, and this I know Dub's going to bring up Curry again, in certain situations, certain systems, you're asked to do certain things and you're maybe not able to see his skill. So it's either because of skill set or because you're not given the opportunity.
Okay, and I want to be clear. I'm
my hang up in the chat. Patrick Ewing. That's a traditional center.
My hang up isn't necessarily the tradition. My hang up is the idea of not being able to call a player under a certain position based off of his skill set. So because he has an expanded skill set, now all of a sudden he doesn't fall under the realm of a point guard or a power forward just because he or the way he was raised through basketball somehow expanded his skill set beyond the rudimentary ways in which it was taught 30, 40, 50 years before he even existed. So that's what I'm saying. So like I'm not going to sit here and pigeonhole Curry into a whole nother position just because
I like calling Curry a guard. Personally, Curry is an exception. I like to call Curry a guard.
But that's how most people. That's how they talked in the 50s and 60s, though. And we said,
I think that was more correct. Guards and forwards.
They just called them guards, forwards, and centers. There was no, you know what I'm saying. So I
like that too. I like that too.
I rather that than.
But again, the whole Curry thing, as an example, the whole Curry thing is because I was on a TikTok live with Richard Jefferson, and someone was pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So we had the discussion, and me and him agreed. He's more of if I had to define him in the role that he's playing, I put him more as a shooting guard than a point guard. Does that mean he can't be classified as a point guard? No. It's just for me, the way I see him and what I know as a former shooting guard, what my role and responsibility to do was, it's the same as what he does. Come off screen, shoot the ball, get steals. That's our job.
Let's call Larry Bird a power forward. Let's get it.
Yeah, sure.
How do you get in the chat? Richie TV, there's a StreamYard link right there in the chat. You can pull up right now, bro.
Hey, y'all.
That's usually how y'all pull up. What's good, fellas? Let me get these super chats off real quick. How great was Brandon Roy, or how great could he have been in this day? I'm gonna start off with our guest, man. What you guys got?
He could be like a top 10 guard.
Top 10 guard in today's day,
but he didn't get to reach his peak. But he could have been a top 10 guard with how he played.
Could have been top 15.
I mean, I think the way Brandon Roy played, I feel like if he was in today's age and whatnot, or the way the game's played today, I mean, his points, of course, depending on what team he's on and the role on that team and how effect or impactful he is for that team and whatnot. I mean, his points could probably go up probably around 25, 26. He'd probably be the leading scorer on the team. Probably could make a playoff run, depending on what his team looks like. But I mean, the way Brandon Roy played, I don't think he would have been. I don't know about top 10 guards, but
he could have been top 10 guards for sure.
He could
definitely be a top 10 guard.
He could have a guard. Brandon Roy should be in the conversation, not above them, but Brandon Roy should be in the conversation when you talk about biggest what ifs. They didn't get hurt with McGrady and Hill and those guys. He was that good. Some people didn't like it because he was boring, but dude was a bucket.
Brandon Roy.
People didn't like Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy to me is just
DeMar
DeRozan, but better. That's how I would view him. He's better than DeMar DeRozan, but if you had to compare him to anyone, kind of DeMar DeRozan would be the closest I could think of.
I could see that
Stop.
comparison.
Please stop.
No. Don't disrespect Brandon.
He's
Boy,
way
like
better.
that.
Please stop.
Don't
Please
disrespect.
stop.
Don't
Please
do
stop.
this.
No,
Don't do this.
I
don't know how much I have to clarify.
He's talking about regular season
better than
DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan.
Oh,
He's
man.
better than any version of DeRozan. But
I think you
DeMar
guys
DeRozan-
sleep on DeMar DeRozan a little too much.
What's good, big? No,
As a
see the
Raptors
thing
fan,
about
you should've
DeMar,
liked
the
DeMar
thing
DeRozan.
about DeMar, what pisses me off, in 2018 he should have beat the Cavs. That's the thing. I'm fine with him losing on everything else. In 20, yes.
He just take.
What?
No,
No,
he just takes those bad shots in the
Getting
playoffs.
swept was ridiculous.
that Raptors team was hands down better than that.
Yeah,
Cavs.
but Lowry and
They didn't look like
DeRozan
it, man.
are notoriously not good in the playoffs.
I think they're
Exactly.
just not good
That's-
against.
That's why we
Yeah,
were
LeBron.
underselling DeMar DeRozan because we know what he is. A fraud.
It's
Same
not
way
just
we-
LeBron. It's not just LeBron. Dub.
Same what we. What
It's
you
not
mean?
just LeBron.
Not just. Oh yeah, there's more, but for some that whole thing in 2018, I've never seen anything like it, bro. That was crazy. But why y'all act like?
I thought it was over.
Why y'all act like a player can't play a different position per possession? I can be a shooting one play. I could be a shooting guard one play, a point guard the next, play defense on the wing. What we really saying here?
What we're saying is when you have to define
can't hear
them.
you.
Bobby,
We
Bobby,
can't
what
hear
you
you,
say?
Bob.
Bob,
We
I
can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
you, bro.
Oh, Bob was talking. Sorry.
Nothing. I wasn't talking to y'all. My bad.
Oh my
Damn.
God. He's
Damn.
Good, good, Zach.
Good, man.
You got an earthquake over there, bro?
Yeah, earthquake, man.
Text message or something.
I think it was Sally put that super chat. He's not wrong, but again, it's if you have to define them, you look at what they do most, even if it's 51%. That's what you do.
Chris Mo is a shooting guard. Larry Bird's a power forward. We'll keep it pushing. What
That's
shooting
what
guard
they did.
What shooting guard plays like Steph? None. I mean,
No one plays like Steph.
Yeah, none.
Yeah,
No one plays like Steph. I don't know. why
Drazen
we asking that.
Petrovic.
By definition, the only
but
one I
Arenas
can
tried
think
it.
of is Ricky Rubio. I don't know what he's talking about.
Traditional point
What?
guard.
Traditional
Traditional
point
point
guard.
guard.
Oh.
Oh
crazy.
man, that's crazy. Low
Wait,
saying
so-
that, and you want to say it? Go ahead. Go ahead. Bro.
No, I was just gonna ask a question. So, like the way people define traditional point guard and whatnot, but also with how the game has developed and how the league has changed, would Tyrese Halliburton be as close to a traditional point guard, starting point guard wise in the league?
Probably.
It's the closest.
Because I mean, he's still getting the most points, most shots, and whatnot on his team.
Well,
but
CP3
he's
still in the
also
league.
yeah,
CP3 still in the
CP3.
league.
Mike-
So
Mike
I got.
Con-
But
Mike
like
Conley's
more new era point guards.
I consider Darius Garland's pretty traditional. But he
Darius
still
is
has
He
a
wants to.
scoring
He wants
game,
to be
but
scoring so much though. I don't know why. He should just give it to Donovan.
I think that might be why they got Donovan too, so that Darius
sure.
can kind of chill out with the not trying to score so much.
Well, they needed a score. I don't think that even though
And a
Darius is
closer.
great, I think that just D Mitch being the scorer in which he is just brought a different dynamic to the team. And I mean, y'all seeing what's happening right now, bro. They top seed, baby. 71. Let's go.
Hey, Low,
Dark
wouldn't you classify like, I don't know, Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry? Wouldn't you say they're more traditional point guard than new era guard?
Yeah, I would probably argue that.
So
Yeah,
they
but
exist. They exist.
I'm not with you that it don't
Mike
exist.
Conley
I
for
think
sure.
it.
Oh
I think
no,
it should
they
be
exist.
capable.
Yeah, I think they exist, but I
It's
just
not
think
trending no more though.
just like every position, you can just play different playing styles depending on your skill set and what the coach demands out of you. But that does not then mean because the position, I mean, because of your skill set or the system that you play in, that does not then mean all of a sudden you're no longer a power forward or a shooting guard or a point guard. I now have to just rearrange and make a whole new position for you because of what your coach is asking out of you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I do think
that evolve like that though.
Low saying that.
Go.
Low saying that in the beginning there were no positions is the equivalent of saying in the NFL beginnings there were no relievers, but there was receivers, but there was no, but there was no forward pass. Then it's a stupid argument.
I understood that. I don't know how I understood that, but I understood.
I don't know what
he's saying. I'll translate. He's
Wait,
saying.
Floyd, did I read it correctly? I don't know.
You read it correctly.
I did? Okay.
I'm still gonna. I think I speak Sly's language. He's saying you saying there was no positions when basketball started is like saying there was no receivers when football started, but there was no forward pass, so it's a dumb argument. Of course, there was no receivers. You couldn't throw the ball forward. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah, I understood.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
About the NFL.
So it was
hey, you know what happens
when
you're on
basketball first began, like at the very beginning, It wasn't even 5-on-5. I'm pretty sure he just divided up the.
It wasn't 5-on-5.
It was what 9. It was 9. It was 9-on-9.
You can't compare Peach Basket to actual like NBA. Like you got
to. They started changing it to
like when Naismith. Like you tried to use Naismith to the NBA. There was a 50-year gap. There was a 50-year gap. Actually, 60-year gap.
And that's fair. So, but the point I'm making still stands. When they first started, no, there were no positions. He literally just gave them a ball, and he just said,
"Sure." But there was no nets either.
And yeah, it was a basket. It was literally a basket. And then he had to have a 3-minute intermission to go get the ball out of the basket every single time.
No, they put a hole in it, and then they use the stick. But anyways,
so it's Harden today a true PG?
Yeah, that's what I said. Hey, Halliburton, you got to say Harden.
Oh man.
I still can't wrap my head around that. I can't get my head around that.
I don't look at him like a true.
Fluent got me watching 50s basketball right now.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I think back when
he got you like that. That's sad, bro. That's sad.
Yeah, that's how you learn. That's how you learn how the game evolved and changed.
Look, I'll give you flowers. I do agree with you that there are traditional things. I'm not with low on that, so I'll give that one to you. But you're tripping for not applying the same logic to everybody.
I'm looking at it right now, bro, and anybody is just bringing the ball up. There's not one player.
Me and Dub will forever have this beef. I think it's because each player is different, so you have to look at them differently. They're all in different situations. You can't put them all under one umbrella. You can't do it that way. So yes, it'll be different rules for different players.
God bless you.
From me.
God bless you.
All right.
What's good, Big Ox? How you feeling, bro? Big Ox, how you feeling, bro? Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. I'm always good. You know me, Dub.
I've been seeing you and Low and Mars a lot lately. I might have to.
I need to take a break.
So
Bobby's been emerging recently. I love to see it, man. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Well, what's your question?
I'm trying to get like you, Dub.
So the way, because the NBA it's turning into positionless basketball, right? Like new era people. There's not traditional positions and whatnot.
Don't say positionless because it's a very ignorant thing to say. With like Jalen Rose, I almost smacked him upside the head when he said it's not positionless. If you play positionless, then you might as well go watch. I said this before. 10-year-olds play soccer where they all run to the ball. No. They have positions. They are told they have playbooks that are this thick.
Like what Low is watching right now.
Like what Low is watching right now.
I mean, honest with you. What I'm
in today's game, there's a playbook this big. A position is basically your starting position, and they'll say you start here, you start here. You set a screen for this person. You motion this way. You react. So there are positions. There's just not the traditional positions like there used to be. But sorry, go ahead.
Well,
literally what I'm watching right now. There's a small forward consistently bringing the ball up the floor. At least what.
There you go. So LeBron wasn't the first point forward.
You got to get in your set. You got to make it look different every time.
Well, what I was going to ask is, do y'all think that the NBA should change like the All-Star voting and all team voting or all NBA voting to just positionless? Because like back when Gobert was getting all NBA, there was players that were like forwards, guards that deserved it over him, but because they keep in position.
Gobert being an all NBA player and getting those accolades when he isn't the 20th best player in the league is crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I guess I'm a little hypocritical with that. Because I don't really like that too much, just because I mean coming up being a big man playing down low usually is like JD a little bit a while ago said I had a big man bias, and I think I do. I think a lot of us big men, we actually come up hating guards. Like, man, y'all get to do all y'all get to do all that cute shit, and we got to stay down here. We have to be down here. We got to bang. We got to rebound, and y'all get mad at us if we don't instantly outlet the ball to you. So I feel like a guy like Gobert. I feel like it's I mean, I know the world ain't fair, but I feel like it's unfair for a guy like him to have that style of voting, because then y'all all know that he would get no votes because all y'all want to see is guards.
Oh no, but
they respect though. Bigs need their respect.
We're saying all NBA. I think Bob played with like a guy like with my mentality or Kobe's mentality to the big man. We're shooting. If you want the ball, get the rebound.
I see it. Bigs need their respect though.
Nah, Rob.
I
think the writers go for all NBA.
Shout out.
The writers do all NBA.
Yeah, so I think they'll give defensive rim protecting, rebounding big men. I think they'll give them their flowers. The writers. This is not the all-star. I agree.
But the positionless thing isn't. It's not. Excuse me. The positionals for the All-Star, All-NBA would also benefit bigs as well. Like if there was no position for the All-Star game, Joel Embiid would be starting. Like we wouldn't even be really having this conversation. But because there are positions, because everything is set in place, now we have to leave him or Tatum or someone out that doesn't deserve to be left out. And even if you go back to the 90s, and when it was All-NBA years where Patrick Ewing didn't even make an All-NBA team, not because he wasn't one of the better players in the league, just because he couldn't beat out Shaq, Hakeem, and David Robinson.
Right.
So he should actually have more accolades than what he does. There's years where he finished top 5 in the MVP voting and didn't make an All-NBA team. That again, so like it would.
So I think it rights as many wrongs as it might create. Absolutely, I'm with Low on that.
Without a doubt.
There was even a time that centers wasn't even starting in the All-Star game.
But I think if that's a representation,
you might see that this year.
No, Jokic is going to start.
Jokic is starting.
No, in the East, isn't it going to be Tatum, Durant, and Giannis?
I think Giannis.
No center. No center.
That's fine.
Yeah, Embiid stays getting the short end of the stick in these things. Like he's been All NBA second team behind Jokic, which is unfair since he's been second in MVP.
Yeah, all of that stuff wouldn't exist. Embiid should be first team several times now. But now we're gonna have to sit here. I was gonna throw a jab, but I'm not gonna throw it. We're gonna sit here and have people make these arguments.
Throw the jab.
10 years from now, we're gonna sit there and say, "Oh well, Embiid he only has one All NBA first team," without putting into context that they're literally like missing out on the fact that he just couldn't make it if Jokic won the MVP. Like that doesn't mean he wasn't one of the top 5 performers in the regular season. It just means that he was the second best censor.
So does everyone
that's why you got to take the accolades with a grain of salt. You got to look like
Mars don't even talk about it.
Fuck the accolades. Context matters. Make context matter again. Starting new wave in 2023, bro. Make context matter again. Does everyone here agree that all NBA should be all positionless?
Nah.
Even if not positionless, just do backcourt and frontcourt. You don't need to have one center spot for each team. Just do 2 guards and 3 frontcourt players. If you don't want to go fully positioned, so I'd at least do that.
Gotcha.
Limiting it to 3 centers or making you have to have 3 centers, either way is wrong to me.
Gotcha. Yo, Dom and Woe, I'm gonna bring us some two other guys up here. Appreciate y'all for being up here, bro. Y'all be easy, man.
You can let them stay. I'm out.
All right, you be easy then too, Fluent.
I'm still making the video, Fluent. I'm still making it. I'm just.
All right, I'm gonna still debunk it.
Okay.
God bless. Damn, Lo, you got cooked, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
I did not.
I felt so bad.
You know what's so crazy? I'm actually watching 50s, and it's even more. It's confirming it even more, bro. On the 50s Lakers team, it was a small forward named Jen Poland who led the team in assists, and I'm watching it, and he's bringing the ball up almost every single possession. Almost every possession.
Oh, so then we're gonna include that in your video, bro. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're gonna watch some 50s basketball.
That's a bad taste in my mouth, bro. Don't talk to me like that, bro. Don't talk to me like that.
I am, unfortunately. The final scores are like 27-32. Yeah.
That's when they hold the ball.
I'm good.
I don't think T-Mac is a what if. I feel as if we've seen the best he would have been. I'm not mad at that.
I do think we saw T-Mac peak. It's just that it didn't last as long as it probably should have. But
he wasn't on it, and
I don't think he was going to get better than he was.
And he wasn't on a good team to, put him in a higher caliber.
Yeah, but like Mars said, he would have been like Mars said though. Okay. T-Mac could have done that for a lot longer than he did.
Yeah, he didn't. He hit his peak, but he didn't get that prime, the entire prime of T-Mac.
Yeah, that peak still been going in Houston when he was with Yao, but it didn't.
Also, I'm gonna keep it a beam. 2 things. This nigga George Mikan is crazy. Like he's just like clearly the best player on the court right now. And also they used to kill Wes Unseld. They used to treat Wes Unseld like he was James Harden. They used to shit on him all day.
Yo, they talk about Wes Unseld, bro. They talk about big men in the 70s, bro. Wes Unseld was there over there 6'7", bro. Like, what are we doing?
No, but they were literally dogging him in like the pre-game thing. Like, it was like, there go Wes Unseld. He really wants to prove all the doubters wrong about his disappearance acts in the playoffs. And they usually just say that like openly. And I'm like, damn, like, oh my God. Then they would go to Oscar Robertson for the sideline report. He's like, yeah, the Bullets are they're pegged to win against the Warriors. And with Wes Unseld, he has to show up. He has to win. They're favorite to win. And then they would proceed to get swept by the Warriors. And then they would shit on Wes Unseld almost every game. I'm like, God damn, bro.
Like this guy's fucking ass. Like it's like DeMar DeRozan times 10.
It's actually pretty daunting because you would think that they wouldn't do it, but it's like, oh man, this is a talking point for them right now. But I guess.
Gotcha.
Hey, I came in on that DeMar DeRozan talk. We're like, I don't know. What were y'all saying? We all saying that he deserves more love or what?
No, he doesn't.
No, I definitely wasn't saying that.
Bobby, I want to let you know something. I love you because you're such a nice guy and you're always about spreading the love. But there's some people that we just gotta be real, man. And DeMar DeRozan is like, he's just a historic playoff dropper, bro.
What's the problem with DeMar DeRozan?
Hey, y'all ain't never seen me caping for DeMar DeRozan. Shit. Matter of fact, LeBron, I was kicking it with Ron last week, and he was trying to tell me that DeMar DeRozan is like top 5 percentile all time. I'm like, but I just can't get behind that. I can't get behind that.
What?
Players to play basketball.
I'm like, but I can't get behind that. And then he starts trying to hit me with some math, and I'm just like, nah. If you ask me,
top 5.
DeMar DeRozan today is Craig Elo of the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no, stop this. Don't do that.
What you mean, Cam?
I'm not necessarily saying like the same skill set.
No way.
Craig Elo wasn't weak though. Craig Elo wasn't
drop his phone. What are we doing?
Craig Elo wasn't weak though.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Craig Elo was
DeMar. I just think the hate DeMar gets is weird because it's like, Chris Middleton is a playoff choker. Other than that one run, his numbers. Do you remember all those Giannis teammates can't shoot? Mainly it was Chris Middleton percentage dropping out the sun.
Eric Bledsoe.
Chris Middleton was the one who you don't expect Eric Bledsoe to be a good shooter. Chris Middleton, you would expect him to hit some wide open shots, and he wasn't doing it. And he had that one run where he was inconsistent, but Giannis went out, and granted to him, he turned into Kevin Durant against the Hawks for a game and got them to the finals. And it just erased everything.
DeMar, I got Chris.
Talk to him.
I'm gonna give it a beam. The numbers, the facts say otherwise from what you're saying. But
what about Chris Middleton dropping
in the playoffs? His shooting splits, if you exclude his first 2 years in Milwaukee, it's 44% from the field, 40% from behind the arc, and 86% from the free throw line.
You saying playoffs?
Yes.
You said Chris Middleton?
Oh my God!
I'm reading something completely different.
He started in 2015.
2015 it was 38. 2017 it was
39. And then 2018 he had that crazy series against the Celtics,
and they lost in the first round.
That's not on Middleton. That's not on Middleton.
Yeah, that wasn't on him though.
No. That thing was going bananas.
From 2018 up until 2022.
Huh? Yo, in 2020 he went 39 for 35.
Yeah, the 2020 playoffs.
He was bad. I remember that. He was pretty bad in 2020. 2021 he was inconsistent, but he was still good. But 2020 he was bad.
What's a good
his whole entire career besides 2018 and
you know what? Let me remove 20. You're right, Dub. Let me remove 2018 is definitely doing a lot of heavy lifting right now.
A lot of heavy lifting. A lot of it, bro.
Yeah, he's inconsistent.
Dang, bro. You the basketball reference god. You don't even know how to work that. That's crazy, bro.
I think Chris Middleton. I feel like Chris Middleton's always been looked at as kind of an inconsistent player. Like even in the regular season.
Oh no, he's Middleton without a doubt.
Yeah, Middleton's always that player that like, the Bucks can make it all the way, but if Chris Middleton's gonna be bad, then they lose.
He's Batman.
Exactly.
He's a part-time Batman.
Yeah, DeMar's game don't translate to the playoffs. Hitting a bunch of tough mid ranges, it just ain't gonna work when teams are actually gonna start forcing you to your left and everything.
Unless you're Kobe.
Man, if you want to be nasty, bro, he don't want that shit because everybody got hurt, bro. Let's be nasty. Let's really talk about it, bro.
What?
Let's really talk about Giannis only winning that one because
apparently
Giannis
had 50 today, so that's another person.
He had 50?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just watching.
Yo,
it.
Giannis
Crazy.
is tough, bro. But we just gotta be.
Everyone's scoring 50, man. 50 is the new 25.
If James Harden and Kyrie was healthy, bro, the Nets won't beat them in that series, bro. Y'all not gonna tell me otherwise.
You wanna hear a crazy stat, Matt? Mars? Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna give you a really crazy stat about this year. This year is just the NBA is. Yeah. I can't. These numbers are fake. I can't even take it serious anymore. Give me a second though.
NBA is fraudulent, man.
Let me read the super chat while you're looking for that. Other than the usual suspects, which players could strive in this era? Mine are Kevin Martin, Monte Ellis, wow, Joe Johnson, Jamal Crawford, Steven Jackson.
Man, take that list of names off, man.
When you say thrive,
Monte Ellis wouldn't be good?
Monte would be nice. Joe Johnson would be nice.
Jamal Crawford, Joe Johnson. Oh my God, please.
Joe Johnson wouldn't be good.
Andre Karolinko.
Joe Johnson would be nice. You're sick if you don't think that.
Joe Johnson would not be. He'd be nice, but he would not be. What do you say? Nice. What are you saying?
He'll be about between 18 and 22 a night, I would say.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. Yeah, but Joe Johnson was doing that back then.
If you ain't averaging 29 a game,
you got to average 29 to be nice.
Joe Johnson could easily average. If Joe Johnson could easily average 27 to 30 points.
Joe Johnson,
he could not average 30. What?
He would not. He would not.
I'm not going up to 30. I'm not going up to 30.
Joe Johnson, a top 5 shooting guard today.
We acting like Zach LaVine.
No, he would not be.
Joe Johnson better than Zach LaVine, but I know we're not doing this.
Zach LaVine ain't the top 5 shooting guard.
I thought bro right here. I thought bro right here just said that.
Who y'all got? Harden, Mitch. Okay. Harden, Mitch, Devin Booker, Shea, and then who's the last one?
Who, George?
Y'all can consider PG a shooting guard?
For the sake
PG
of this
not a shooting guard.
Fuck out of here. No, I'm not. No. Joe Johnson could get that 5 spot. Why not?
You can't name me 5 shooting guards.
Oh yeah, Jaylen Brown. He's not better than Jaylen Brown.
No, he's not better than Jaylen Brown.
Then he's not top 5.
Okay, so who y'all got?
I'm not saying Jaylen Brown better than Joe Johnson.
I got Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, SGA.
I've seen that man trying
to
dribble.
SGA.
SGA's better.
Yes,
SGA, yes. Better than Joe Johnson. Yeah, he is.
Okay, I see. We just don't see the same. We could agree to disagree.
I think Joe Johnson gets underrated because Joe Johnson was killing people every day, every night.
Joe Johnson was.
He was not, bro. Y'all misremember who Joe Johnson was.
Come on, Lo.
No, you're not doing this. Joe Johnson was a bucket.
Joe Johnson was
he was literally called.
You guys are making it seem like he's some All NBA player today.
Okay, and so what? Big Chauncey Billups called Big Shot Billups, and he was not hitting big shots. Very rarely.
Oh Lord!
Hey, that's better.
Oh wait. All right. Here's a stat. So far this season, there's been 40 players that have. There's been 40. So far this season, there's been 87 40-point games, and that's not including tonight.
Jeez.
The record for all time is 142, and we're only halfway through the season.
87.
What's going to work?
Okay,
we're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to start taxing
y'all
these
think
guys.
Joe Johnson averaged 25 on
Wilt Chamberlain's.
No, we are. That's coming up. That is.
Y'all think
we can't be comparing these scoring numbers to Kobe's 2006 and saying it's the same.
Yeah, Joe Johnson in 06 had like 47%, 25 points on. He took 6 threes and got 38%. Like in today's game, Joe Johnson can give you 27.
That is one season of his, and the rest of them are nowhere near close as good as that.
That's a year in Atlanta, right?
That's literally the only season. It's just one.
I'll take young Joe Johnson. I'll take Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson ain't better than Manu Ginobili today.
Boston Joe Johnson.
That's a fact, Morris. That's
Joe
a
Johnson
fact.
isn't better than Manu Ginobili.
I'd rather have Manu in today's league.
Joe Johnson was
Wait, who's better? Who's better?
Can put the ball in the bucket.
Who's better all time? Joe Johnson, Manu Ginobili.
Manu.
Who's the better number 1? Manu Ginobili or Joe Johnson?
Manu.
Well, we can't answer that. We don't know.
I can't.
Manu averaging 35 today.
Manu was better as a third option, second option.
Bob gonna have me say some crazy shit too.
Hey, Manu Ginobili.
Hey, Dub, take a shot with me before I got to jump off, Dub. I just came to show y'all some love real quick. Take a shot with me real quick.
Oh, you see what I was pouring up? I got you, brother.
Oh, I didn't even know. I see it.
Oh yeah, I've been drinking this whole night.
Y'all drinking? All right,
cheers
let's go,
up.
Man.
Get the
cheers
water bottles out. Get the water bottle, bro.
Hey,
yes, sir. To another year PC.
5 years old.
Yeah, man. We're underage, Mars.
We're showing the minors. Showing the minors a good time, bro. I love
Pause.
doing this.
Yeah,
Whoa. All right. Well.
Whoa. Carmelo in the building.
Yeah, why we
favorite
doing this?
player is Carmelo.
Why we doing this? Why we doing this? Why we doing this? Why we doing this?
You
Why we
tell
doing this?
me.
Why we doing this? Why we doing this? No. What classifies a player as a point forward? Who are the top 5 point forwards?
Please change that up. Please change
Who
that
are
up.
the top 5 point
We
forwards
going
in
back
NBA
to that,
history?
man.
We should be asking what do you can call a minor?
No.
I don't feel safe up here anymore. I don't feel safe up here anymore.
I mean, point forward is like
makes sense
Jason
now, Mars,
Tatum
right?
the point forward. It's like stupid stuff
That's
like
scary, man.
Jason Tatum the point forward?
Jason Tatum is not a
when they're
point
saying
forward.
point forward,
wait.
I'm like, when Jason Tatum played power forward, would he be considered a point forward those
No,
years?
sir.
No,
No.
he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
I think of point forwards like the
Because you're gonna say
LeBron,
he
Trey
averaged
Pippen, LeBron,
Elgin Baylor.
Draymond.
Is Lamar Odom top 5 point forward? Lamar Odom got to be a top 5
Lamar Odom
point
is a
forward.
point forward. I don't know if he's top 5.
Hey, that's a good point. My man right here.
Chris
to my,
Webber, I'd say, is
to my right,
classified as a
to my
point
left.
forward to some degree.
Oh, when Giannis.
I don't know about Chris Webber though, Morris, because he was more. He was like in the half court set. He was distributing, but like a Lamar Odom used to get the ball.
Yeah, Lamar. Yeah, that's why I don't know what I do, guys.
Lamar might be top 5.
Boris Diaw to me, I
that's a fake drink. You know that's a.
But
fake
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, this is the fake ticket.
It's got to be a fake ticket.
Because there was a year in Miami where Jimmy was kind of a point forward, but no one would really say he was.
Who?
Jimmy Butler. He was bringing up the ball. That first couple of years, he was bringing up the ball and and taking most of the ball handling and pick and roll responsibility.
There's a difference between a point forward and a stretch forward, though.
Oh my God.
I'm learning so much terminology today.
How about they're just
I'm saying like, look, so you got to stretch forward like a Channing Tatum.
Channing Frye.
Channing Frye. You know I'm talking about.
Is it Channing Tatum Magic Mike?
Not Magic Mike. I'm talking about Channing Frye.
No
so
way,
Channing Frye
said, no way.
Not Magic Mike. Not Magic Mike.
Hitting you already, boy.
Not Magic Mike. I'm talking about Channing Frye. So that's like a stretch forward. You know what I'm saying? Like a Kevin Love. Guys that can stretch the forward with their shooting ability, but then like a point forward is more of a guy that can handle the ball, distribute the rock. So those are the differences to me.
So Luke is just a point guard, right?
I think he's a point guard. Yes.
He's a
Luka.
So
a point guard.
if Jalen Brunson's starting, is he now a point forward?
Oh no, he's a Swiss Army knife. He's a Swiss Army knife.
That's what I'm saying. It don't make no sense.
He's a small forward. He's a small forward. Swiss Army knife. Small
LeBron
forward.
James, is he a point forward? But there's a year he played point guard. So it's stupid.
Back in the day, would y'all call Marquise Johnson a point forward?
I would. By the logic in which we're saying, but
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I think by
Yo, is this really ticket? Yes or no? I don't know if this is really ticket or not.
Man, why are you falling for this stuff?
If it is, bring him up, Doug.
I don't know because
it is too late for this for me, man.
You right.
Is Larry Bird a point forward?
No.
No, he's a power forward.
Larry Bird for me
is power forward.
He's a big wing stretch for.
Big wing stretch forward, power forward.
A big wing.
And he's a point guard. Steve Francis.
Stephon Marbury.
Steve Francis or Stephon Marbury?
Stephon Marbury clears.
He clears. Mars says so. And he's 5. Giannis with the
I saw the highlights.
Giannis with the latest 50. Giannis with the latest 50-plus game, 57, 50, 10, and 7. Are we in a scoring renaissance? There's been 20 games this week of 40-point performances.
So of the 87 this season, 20 have been in the last 7 days.
Yes.
I think it's really just guys getting in their rhythms. Like they about 2-3 months into the season, guys just finding their rhythms. They're just catching fire right now. I think it's just
80,
the wave of the
87.
season.
Actually, it's 89 right after today.
It is the road ticket, by the way, in the chat.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just
they're not playing defense. They're just not playing.
Yeah,
defense.
that's what I was gonna ask. Y'all think it's a product? Y'all think it's a product of? Y'all think it's a product of
I've already
offense
said my
offense
opinion on
just
defense.
just being better or bad defense? What y'all think?
The players are shooting threes.
Offense
The players who can actually shoot threes are taking people off the dribble, and they can get to the basket. It's not they're that bad at defense. If you're not good at offense, then you know what they do? They just don't guard you. I went to
Yeah,
the
but
Lakers.
These guys have decided that I'm not gonna play defense no more. I'm just gonna rely on my ability to outscore you. It's not even so much like the offense is just so much better. It's just that these guys are, like I've been saying, I think it attributes to the fact that defense isn't praised as much as it used to be. So now cats are like, yo, I'm not gonna play defense because I'm not gonna get shown no love.
They changed the rules.
What I'm gonna do? Yeah, they have changed the rules, but you can still play defense, bro. These are world class athletes. You have the ability to move your feet. Now I just think that it's not praised. You're not getting the praise, and that's what it is. Social media era, you want to get praise for playing defense. We get praise,
I hold the
like,
defenders.
I'm gonna outscore you.
I hold these defenders today, bro, in a way higher light, except for Rudy Gobert. Well, all these other guys, I hold in extremely higher light.
I mean, it's a different
Yo,
game.
get off of Rudy.
Like if
Listen,
Giannis drives to the basket, there's Brook Lopez in the corner. You don't want to leave him. Some days you want to leave Drew Holiday, but there's
but
3 to 4.
At some point in time, it's about pride. These dudes don't got pride.
What pride is stopping Giannis from getting to the basket with 4
I think Marcus Smart got pride. Mikhail got pride.
Yeah.
He's a different cat.
And Luka still puts crazy numbers on them. That's what I'm saying.
There's only so much you can do.
I understand what y'all saying, but I think I think all those players will be way more impactful 20 years ago when they didn't establish all these different rule changes. They've literally changed the rules.
If you let Drew Holiday
make it
play
easier.
defense in the 90s.
With hand checking and being more physical, you let Drew Holiday be more physical with hand checking. Come on, bro. There's no way he would not be
even in the 2000s.
better.
Even in the 2000s, when you got people behind you that could collapse on them, bro, it makes it easier for you to guard up. So I see your point with that.
Hand checking.
It's also a coaching. It's a coaching thing too. Coaching and culture.
Is this really ticket?
I think he has more.
Is this really ticket?
Who the hell? It's only one, man. You know what this is.
Okay.
But you know, we saw the jabroni in here earlier. Tickets.
Yeah,
we had to be on our P's and Q's, man.
I'm the one who called it. All you gotta do is check the avatar, man. When you see that 94, you know what's up.
Word. Let me get this.
When you see that 94,000, you know what it is, dog.
Oh, I was trying to do that, though. I don't know why it didn't allow me to.
Them clowns be running around with 0 subs. All you gotta do is just check it. Once you check the avatar and you see the amount of subs, you already know what it is, man. That's why I said you gotta look at it. And then that's why they got the little names now. You can the little tags you put on there, so you can really see who's who.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They got the ad tag. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
How did Boston give 150 to the Thunder without Shea?
Yeah, I saw that.
Because Isaiah
150 in regulation.
5 other players dropped 20 points.
To watch that game, so I'm gonna just say unlucky.
Hey man, look, they're gonna end up letting Ime Udoka get back in the Boston Celtics, man. That cockeyed coach the Celtics got right now, what's his name?
Oh my gosh.
You don't like him? You don't like him? You don't think he's been doing good?
Okay, bro, you saw what they did to him. Hold on, you saw what they did to him, right? You saw what they did to him, right?
What they do to him?
At first they were acting like, yeah, Ime can go. We're gonna take the tag off. Now they just announced the other day that no, we're keeping the intern tag on him. Man, Ime coming back. When them players seen that the Nets was getting ready to get Ime, Marcus Smart and them guys went off to the front office like, yo, we're not trying to lose our coach. That's our coach. So now they said they put the tag back on him. This dude ready to fumble. He get ready to fumble the head coaching job over there. And they got beat by 40 tonight by Shea.
By the Thunder.
It wasn't Shea didn't play. Shea didn't play.
That's what I'm saying. You got beat by them without Shea? Man, it's over with, bro. Them dudes thought about 40?
150 in regulation.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Yo, they still numbered 2 in the East?
Now they might be 2 after tonight. Oh no, Brooklyn. If Brooklyn wins tomorrow, I think they'll be 2 in the East.
They taking too many bad losses though, bro. The losses to Orlando, you know what I'm saying? Then they had 5 losses in a row, right, Lo? They lost like 5 games in a row.
Yeah, they did. And if Boston, I mean they've also had stretches where they've won. Actually, they didn't have 5 losses in a row. They had 5 losses in 6 games. But they've had stretches. I don't know. Their offense also is like performing at a ridiculous rate. So I don't really know.
What's their defense right now?
It's top 10. It's top 10. But it's I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This league is fake, man.
They get bounced. They get bounced in the second round, bro. I think they get bounced, bro.
These numbers are fake, man.
I don't think they get bounced in the second.
I do, bro. With that new coach, man, that cockeyed guy, man, I think they out of there, man. He's in over his head, bro. This when you need a guy like Ime Udoka, man. I'm just trying to tell you, bro. Like that team, it shows me they're not disciplined on defense from night to night, bro. With Ime, when they clicked and turned around, them dudes was locked in defensively, bro. They're not doing. You give up 150 points without Shea, bro. Who's getting all the buckets? Giddy?
Josh Giddy.
No, there was like four.
Giddy.
There was like
Andrew
four
Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins' brother, Aaron.
Giddy did lead.
I'm pretty sure what Jalen got like 20.
Bro, that's
Isaiah
crazy.
Joe, I know, got 21.
Man, this league isn't real though, man. It's a fake league, man. These numbers are fake, man. Can't take it serious.
Super chat.
I just can't wait to see the contracts when people are going to get it.
Super chat from Aramis Jones, bro. Give me y'all top 7 for small forwards and why. Where do you think they'll be in 5 to 6 years as well?
Top 10 small forwards right now.
Yeah, and then where do we think they'll be in 5 to 6 years?
Jesus, I know, right? Jesus.
Kevin Durant retired. LeBron retired.
Yeah, KD and LeBron probably be retired.
Don't bring up Paul George.
Kawhi will be retired. Kawhi will be retired.
Are we counting Tatum as a small forward, or is
LeBron will be just about ready to retire?
Tatum a small forward. I think LeBron will still be in the league.
LeBron will still be averaging 27 a game.
Nah, LeBron will be
Brandon Ingram will be probably a top 3 small forward.
At this rate, Brandon Ingram will be retired.
Chris Middleton will still be mids.
Chris Middleton is mid.
What would Jimmy Butler be doing in 5 years?
He's done.
Looking at retirement. He's gonna be retired. Why you say it like that?
Man, I'm a realist.
Jimmy might mess around and be on a team like Haslam, just chilling.
Listen, people
in 6 years, Keegan Murray gonna be the best power forward in the league.
People think I'm a homer, bro. I'm a realist, bro. Right, Jimmy B, he gonna be out the league in 5 to 6 years, man. He getting hurt every season. He's going through injuries, bro. It is what it is. Like, what do you want me to do? Want me to lie? Want me to lie to you?
But he's not injured. He's just saving himself for the playoffs.
Hey Dub, I got KD. I actually got KD playing 7 more years. I think KD's that dude like the hoop, man. I think them dudes gonna hang around. I think guys like him and LeBron are gonna hang around longer than what we think they should. I think LeBron told his teammate he's gonna play to 45.
Mm-hmm. So I can say that
it won't be on the Lakers.
No, I think he's not after this season.
I really said that. I really said that first, Morris. That is crazy.
And I really think he's just waiting on his son to get in the league, and then after that, who knows? If both his sons have the opportunity to get into the NBA, I think he might wait for that second son to get into the league too. Mm-hmm. But
bro, he not playing.
Bryce.
Because Bryce.
I got it low. I got it on good source. I got it on good source. Like, 15, I got it on somebody close to him that played with him that know that he is. He literally wants to win another championship and put the scoring record out there so far that it's hard for anybody to beat what he set. He's serious about that. Now he ain't gonna play 80-some games. I mean, it's gonna be easier when you're playing 55 games a season because you're gonna miss 30 games. That's almost, if you think about it, if he plays 7 more years missing almost 25 to 30 games a season, that means you're gonna miss like 3 seasons worth of time. If you think about it, LeBron's missed almost 2 seasons the last 4 or 5 years. Full of basketball.
We had shortened seasons though.
No. I'm saying with his independent injuries, since from when he came to LA, he's missed almost 2 seasons worth of games.
Yeah, I don't think it's like rest. You're just injured.
Lakers, he missed. Nah, but
he might have missed a season. He might have missed a season.
No. Okay. That first year, he missed how many games? That first year he came.
He missed. He
got hurt.
And then the second year was the bubble year. I don't think he missed that much time.
He didn't miss time for the bubble.
And then the next year he missed
2 years, I think he missed like 25 each.
He probably missed a season worth.
Like season and a half.
I think he's missed about 100 games.
Yeah, about a season.
Well, LeBron, since he's been in LA, he missed
nearly 30 in 2019. 2021, he missed probably another
15.
This year he's done how many already?
82. He played 67 games.
It wasn't 82.
2021 was 72. 2021 was 72.
No. He missed more than 5 games this year, Lo, right?
I think he's missed like 5 or 6.
He's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's missed 8 games.
8 games.
Yeah, but I think
he'll probably miss 20 games this year.
There's many like LeBron will not play for a loser for like 7 years. It just
it won't be LA.
He's going to play for a loser for 2 years. He's going to get traded for teams like Miami now.
It won't be LA.
Imagine if LeBron, because if they don't make the play-in this year and he missed the playoffs another year, you think he's going to go like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going until I'm 45?
No, he's getting traded, bro. He's out of there after this year. Jeannie Buss is moving on from him, bro. Listen, when you drop 40, when you drop 47 on your birthday, bro, and she don't even say happy birthday, congratulations, you get a win, bro. If that was Kobe, Jeannie Buss would have went out there and put out a tweet or something. She said nothing about LeBron. She put out a tweet and said, stop crying about the roster and play better and get some wins, and took it down. They got a screenshot of it on Twitter right before she could take it down, bro. And she didn't even congratulate the man. He's gone, bro. He's gone, bro.
What if his son goes to like? I mean, they're decent enough.
LeBron need to be gone, bro. He the main reason why.
He need to go. He need to go.
I don't like how all the blame gets pointed at like Jeannie Buss and them guys when
they dumb too. They dumb,
but LeBron's a big part of that, bro. We not
for sure. What y'all say about Jeannie Buss?
He created.
I don't take no Jeannie Buss slander.
Oh, you a milkman?
I could be a milkman. Shit.
Hey, Lo, why did you say that about Jeannie?
I don't take no Jeannie Buss slander, Lo. I don't play.
Hey, Lo, what's your beef? Hey, Lo, what's your beef with Jeannie? Why you say what you said?
I just think everybody's done a terrible job in LA.
What you mean? They got hold on. The Clippers done a terrible job. They forfeited the whole franchise for Kawhi and Paul George and ain't got no championship to show for it.
I think the
Lakers at least got a championship.
Yeah, but that doesn't. I don't believe that means that they've done a great job though. If LeBron, everybody knew that LeBron was going to come.
If you win the chip, you've done a great job. And this is why you hit low. How many teams have actually won a chip?
But if you know LeBron is going to come, he was going to come regardless. It don't matter what you literally have to spit in his face for him not to come. Does that mean that you did your job or he was just going to come regardless?
No, I'm saying, but they did the job. I'm saying they did the job to go get AD. Like he wanted, they made it big.
Is that a job? Is that a job?
No. But what I'm saying, hold on. They also built that team. That team was well built around them to win the chip that year with Dwight, with JaVale McGee, with the other pieces they had with Danny Green, all of them. Yeah, those are great pieces. Hey, that team was built very well to win that championship because without all those pieces, they don't win that chip. Rondo comes up big. McGee and Dwight Howard come up big in the series against the Nuggets when they was playing against Jokic. Dwight came up big. All that stuff fell into place. What happened is they didn't stay disciplined, bro. They won the chip and then changed everything up the next year. When they got Marcus Gasol, that's when it got effed up. You know what I'm saying?
That?
LeBron James.
No. The following year, before they got Westbrook in them.
Right, LeBron James literally got Marcus Gasol. Then they literally signed Montrezl Harrell to Clutch and got Montrezl to turn down that idiot turned down a mega deal with the Charlotte Hornets to take a $9.9 million deal with the Lakers, and it blew up in his face and he got benched. And he was
Harrell's done. Harrell's done.
No. He was coming out 6 man of the year.
Oh, you talking about? You talking about 2021, right?
He left the Clippers.
Yeah, he was balling. Yeah,
that was unbelievable. Because remember, LeBron thought he was a genius for what he did. He got him to turn on the Clippers, come to the Lakers as a 6 man of the year, and he turned down almost $80-90 million in Charlotte, and he was going to be a starter over there. He lost his career based off that move. So then you do that move. Then you go get Schroeder. And Schroeder comes over and says, yo, I'm going to be the starting point guard off the rip. When LeBron just was the starting point guard and won you the chip, he comes and says that. So all the moves they made, and those were moves that LeBron went and was endorsing, bro. Then you gave Horton Tucker, you paid him over Alex Caruso because that was a clutch guy. Those were all LeBron moves. The same way all the moves this year. The same way all the moves this year is LeBron moves. Bro, 7 players on that roster are clutch players, plus the coach. But everybody's complaining that those players are trash.
The coach. That's crazy. That's
But even before they got LeBron, they were making bad decisions. They let Julius
No,
Randle walk.
That's a lie.
I'm about to
They
run
let
through
him
it. I'm about
walk
to
to
run through
clear
it.
space for LeBron.
I'm about to run through for you. They let Julius Randle walk for literally nothing.
They had to get space for LeBron.
They let no, they didn't. They were all getting paid.
Yes, they did. Magic Johnson go to create the cap space to sign LeBron.
He was on a rookie deal. They could have just brought him back on bird rights.
Julius Randle was up for a payday. The Lakers didn't want to pay him because
his bird rights. They have his bird rights.
We was ready to trade. We was ready to trade DeMarcus for Julius Randle in a pick or two. Before we got that Buddy Hield deal, so they definitely let Julius walk when they could have got.
They let him walk for nothing.
Yeah.
They could have signed a trade. They could have signed a trade.
I'm saying they let him walk because of the situation with LeBron. Because it was 2 reasons. They didn't think he could play with LeBron. 1, and he didn't want to play with LeBron. 1, they didn't think their game fit, and for 2, Magic Johnson said they let him walk because they needed to make space to bring LeBron and another guy.
Well, Magic Johnson has no idea how the salary cap works. They had enough money.
I'm just telling you what Magic said, bro. You go look this up.
I agree with you, but Magic Johnson said a lot of things at the time that just weren't factually incorrect. If they could have signed and trade Julius Randle, got something in return for him. It's not like that you just let him walk. They also let Brook Lopez walk for literally nothing.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. They did let him go.
And Brook Lopez, imagine Brook Lopez on this team. Imagine that.
Not about Brook.
Brook Lopez they let Zubac walk for nothing as well. Brook Lopez would have been the perfect big next to Anthony Davis and LeBron. He's the perfect big. They let him walk. Even then, when you go back and look at the
what did they get for D'Angelo Russell?
Who they drafted? D'Lo was the Brook Lopez trade. They traded D'Lo to get Brook Lopez.
Here's where you're wrong. Here's where you're wrong, though, Lo. Even though you're right about that, guess what? Those moves still landed them a championship. They won the chip the next year when they got AD.
Yeah, but
even though you said that, they still won the chip, which is what all the other teams didn't do. But here's where they messed up, Lo. They messed up when they didn't run it back, bro. They messed up when they said instead of saying we're gonna pay Caruso, no, we're gonna do what LeBron Boy and them want us to do. We're gonna go pay Horton Tucker, who then we get rid of because he doesn't meet expectations. Meanwhile, we regret giving up Alex Caruso. Then you let walk, JaVale McGee walk because you didn't want to pay him $4 million. So you let him go to the Phoenix Suns he went to. That was a mistake. Then you didn't want to pay Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard just wanted to get a little bit more playing time and wanted to start. So you let him walk. He goes to Philly as a backup. So you made that mistake.
I agree with Ticket because even though Low, I think you made good points with Julius Randle. I think you made good points with that, and Brook Lopez letting them walk for free, and Zubac. That was terrible. Letting Zubac walk away for free. But I agree with Ticket here because I mean they should have not gotten Russell Westbrook, kept what they had. They had a good core. The reason they didn't make it further in the playoffs in 2021 is maybe because AD got hurt. Like let's not forget, a lot of people thought the Lakers was going to beat the Suns in the postseason.
Right. Hey, look,
but for some reason they wanted to blow it up.
Don't forget, they ran Danny Green. LeBron James fans ran Danny Green out of town when he missed that shot in the finals. Off one shot, they ran that dude out of town, bro. I mean, he's okay to run out of town. No. They ran him out of LA, bro. When he missed that shot, bro, they threatened his wife. They threatened him. Come on, bro. They ran him out of town.
He's okay to run out of town.
Then you wish you had him back.
But also, even if you look at the draft picks, they drafted B.I. over Jaylen Brown, Lonzo over Tatum.
Hold on. Hold. Go back. That wasn't a bad pick.
B.I. over Jaylen Brown.
Hold on. Let's be honest. Let's be very honest. I think Brandon Ingram's better than Jaylen Brown.
No.
I'm sorry. Brandon Ingram's a 25 point per game perennial guy when he's right.
And Jaylen Brown is doing that right now.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown can give you the same amount of points.
Hold on. Y'all like Jaylen Brown? Y'all like Jaylen Brown over Brandon Ingram?
Also, Brandon Ingram never averaged 25.
Jaylen Brown's a better all-around player.
I've just never seen Jaylen Brown be a number one.
He's a better Brandon Ingram is on the
Brandon Ingram was leading that team last year.
Neither of them are doing it.
I don't think if Brandon Ingram fully healthy and JB fully healthy, it's not that far though.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not gonna say the Lakers made a mistake by drafting.
They drafted Lonzo before Tatum.
Okay,
that is
that was
undeniably.
That's horrible. That's horrible. They drafted Lonzo Scrub. That's
they
horrible.
Got stealing Kuzma. They drafted Kuzma.
Nah, don't do Lonzo.
They didn't draft Kuzma. They didn't draft
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn drafted
He was a walking trash can in LA.
Light the beam. Light the beam.
And last part. All I'm saying is I understand what you're saying, but if you're telling me that LeBron is going to come regardless, and it doesn't really matter what I do, I don't think that it takes that heavy lifting of a GM. The GM is going to prepare everything around LeBron, regardless of what he says or not. That's the reason why Pat Riley is a great GM and a great decision maker, because even when LeBron came to him and said, yo, I want Eric Spoelstra gone, he told him to shut the fuck up. I run this organization, and we're going to move the way I'm moving. That is what a general manager does. It's the same thing Jerry West did when Shaq and Kobe were beefing. He said, yo, shut up. I run this, and y'all just play, because I know what I'm doing. That's what all great organizations do. And so even though I understand what you're saying about how LeBron's influence was heavy-handed in the decision-making. I'm not absolving him from that. But I'm also giving them culpability in the bad decision-making they've made post-2020, and also looking at some of the spotty decision-making they made leading up to LeBron coming here as well.
After he won the chip, he got cachet, and that's the reason why they allowed him to have decisions on move. When he won the chip,
Kobe was trying to force his way too, and they still told Kobe stop.
But this is what I'm saying to you, though. That's what I'm saying. They did stuff for LeBron and they never do for Kobe. But what I'm saying to you is this. Listen, you trying to put it on them, bro. Listen, if they didn't do what LeBron wanted to do and the Lakers didn't win, all the media and everybody's going to say, hey, man, they didn't do what your star player wanted to do. LeBron came over. You didn't do what he asked.
Let him leave.
Hold on. So he delivered the goods. He got you a championship. And then what happened? The next couple of years, all you seen was clutch clients all on the team. It ain't our fault that Kendrick Nunn is a walking dump truck. He's a walking dumpster. Point blank, period. That's a clutch client. Hold on. They signed Juan Toscano, bro. You had Elder Ruffus on here saying Juan Toscano was the dude. They signed Juan Toscano is a clutch client, bro. He's a scrub, man.
Did Pat Riley give Wade that contract he wanted?
No.
Man,
no.
Heat fan.
And Pat Riley gonna run it. He gonna run it how he gonna run it. He gonna run it how he gonna run it.
He did max out Hassan Whiteside.
What's old dude who was running Chicago back in the day with Jordan and them? When Pippen, no, not Paxson. When Pippen and them when Pippen and them were crying about give me contract. He told them to shut the hell up. I run this, and he did what he was supposed to do. So I understand. I'm not saying that players don't have heavy influence. Kobe was sitting there saying, trade me. Jerry West said, shut up. I'm gonna go get you Pau Gasol, and that's how you gonna win. That's how they do. That's how the best GMs actually run it. They do not sit here and go back and forth about, oh, you want this? I'll give you that. And oh, yes, sir, master. So I'll give you that too, master. And this, sir, master, I'll give you everything, master. That's how they got fucked over there in Brooklyn. Oh, Katie, you want this? Oh, all right, master. I'll give you that. Kyrie, you want this?
They
oh, yes, master.
Over in Brooklyn.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
No, they was not.
Yes, they were.
They was not. The main reason. No. The main reason we could all agree. The biggest reason, yes, James Harden was the big part of what fucked them over. It wasn't Kevin Durant and them listening to KD. James Harden fucked them up by leaving that team.
If you want to believe that.
What? Low, don't cap right now.
So Steve Nash got there how?
I keep hearing two sides of this. I keep hearing Kyrie and KD didn't want that. I don't know which one to believe anymore. I don't know which one to. I keep hearing two different stories. How did
DeAndre Jordan get there?
Okay. KD and Kyrie.
Hey, can I ask y'all? Hey, Doug, can I ask y'all a serious question? I want to know everybody's answer on this on the panel. Is Juan Toscano the worst player in the NBA right now, bro?
Man, you better tell Elder that, man.
Hold on. Who is the worst player in the NBA right now? We never had that conversation. Is it Juan? I think Juan Toscano, bro, is the worst goddamn player.
Worse than him. Patrick Beverly.
No, bro. Juan Toscano, bro. Have you seen Juan Toscano, bro?
He's terrible, man.
Well, Juan Toscano is horrible, bro.
He went 3 for 3 from 3.
So. Listen, bro.
Duncan Robinson.
The Lakers went out there way open at night. They had his family sitting front row and was starting this dude. I said, no, he isn't, bro. In a Lakers uniform. Juan Toscano.
You gotta remember though. You got to remember the NBA talking about going to Mexico. The NBA talking about going to Mexico City.
Okoro's pretty bad.
That is true, but they needed to send him alone. They needed to send him alone on a one-way trip.
Udonis Haslem, Duncan.
No, not like those players.
Duncan
Robinson.
My man,
made three pointers all season long, bro.
JTA.
Right. Hey, hold on. It's one dude that might be worse than him.
He made two in the game.
Mike Muscala.
How many minutes he played?
Oh my God, Mike Muscala.
He's played.
Mike Muscala is a walking trash can. He might be worse than Juan Toscano, but Juan Toscano, man, that dude is hot, stinking garbage. I have never seen a dude that damn trash. And why is Clutch signing all these garbage players, bro? That dude
he on a team that needs wings. So it's not as if like it's like an overload of players. They're literally running. Darvin Ham was willing to play a 5-guard lineup rather than put him on the floor, bro. Let's settle that in. He was willing to play a 5-guard lineup rather than put a wing on the floor, bro. He's bad.
Wait.
Y'all dirty. Hey,
Lakers live this year?
They dirty in the comment section. You heard what they said, bro?
What?
They said Giannis' brother Thanos.
Oh, man.
Yo, he is trash. No, Thanos is garbage, bro. He's trash, bro.
That's probably true.
Players
that is trash, bro.
You might as well have Udonis Haslem up there if we're going to be real.
No. I ain't going to do UD like that, dog. You can't do UD like that, bro.
He just don't play. He don't play.
He started more games than JTA.
Juan Toscano being on the team makes sense though. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, LA is like real big. Listen,
about politics. Politics.
Yeah, Lo, you be bugging, bro.
Because from my mind, it don't make no sense.
Now, because Juan Toscano, I mean, I don't think he's good enough. You know what I'm saying? But he's of Mexican heritage. You know what I'm saying? They talk and as y'all know, LA is huge with the Mexicans, and then they talking about getting a team in Mexico City. So that's just like when they was pushing it. Jeremy Lin was balling though, but it's just like they was trying to get the Asian dollar. Now they're trying to bring the more the Mexican crowd into the NBA. So Juan Toscano just being on the team and then they pushing for him, that makes sense politically though.
But Bob, the worst thing was they paraded him like he was a big signing from the Warriors, bro. That's sad, bro. That was the worst thing I ever seen. Hey, Doug, put that back on the screen. To that dude, yo, salute to that brother, man. I've seen that brother put damn near $1,000 in his super chest tonight, man. Put that dude back up on the screen.
That is, man.
Armis Jones, man. Salute to you, brother, for supporting this channel, man. Because I seen what you been doing all night long. This dude been throwing 50s all night long, like he in a strip club making it rain.
Hey, we appreciate the love, but BI ain't better than Jaylen Brown, though. You can get on with that.
Even if you want to say going into the league, I'll give you that BI might have been projected better, but right now I don't think he is. But the Lonzo over Tatum, I don't care what anybody say. That's a crazy. But Juan, yeah, that man.
Juan's bad. Hey, a super chat for somebody else. Wally Zerbiak or Mike Miller?
Mike Miller.
Zerbiak.
Wally Zerbiak.
Zerbiak can do more. Zerbiak.
Zerbiak can do more, but if you need just straight shooting, then I'll pick Mike Miller. But
I don't want a hater on my team.
Hey, hold on, but hey, Zerbiak had a couple years where he shot 40 from the 3 too, right, Lo?
Yeah, but I think Mike Miller's still a better shooter, though. I'm not saying that Zerbiak is bad.
But if we staying player, I'm going Wally Zerbiak. I've seen Wally Zerbiak put up.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all got to remember that year Wally Zerbiak was going crazy. Then he went up for that dunk, 2 hands and fell on his back. He got hurt that year. Wally Zerbiak was going crazy.
A super chat from Christopher D. I'm not sure if this is true. They are firing Skip Bayless, and I hope FS1 does as well.
Nah, they hadn't said that yet. What's going on is Shannon Sharp is they had an update tonight on Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is ticked off, and they're saying he might not show up again tomorrow. He might be done.
Oh, wow.
But I think a lot of people misread that tweet, bro. A lot of people misread that tweet.
Nah, man, it ain't just that tweet, Bob. It ain't just that tweet. It ain't just the tweet. Bob, it ain't just that tweet. It's everything else he's done behind that. He would have got the benefit of the doubt if all the other stuff that he had done, bro. It's all the other stuff he's done, bro.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
bro, Dak Prescott brother died, and the man sat up there and was just talking shit about Dak, like not being tough enough, bro. Like,
I ain't know nothing about that. I ain't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
I didn't know it either. Kababi, I'm not gonna lie. When we first reacted to it on Gridiron, because we had a show literally right when everything happened, and when the skip tweet happened. Me and G Baby was on the show. Like, this is kind of getting taken way out of context. Then we dug in literally on the show, seen what else he was talking about. The stuff he said about Dak Prescott after his brother committing suicide, saying that you can't show that type of sadness. That's fucked up. Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
And then
my thing with Skip is he's such an asshole that when people just read the tweet, they didn't
That's the
try
problem.
to read it.
That's
He's just
the
such an asshole. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah,
insensitive,
but-
and you can't be like that nowadays.
If it was Chris Broussard, it would have been taken differently and maybe even given the benefit of the doubt. But when you got a man who's literally made a living just disrespecting people, calling them out their names, and just said some of the most ridiculous things, that's the only way in which I'm going to read that tweet. I'm going to read it in a way in which it's conveyed as disrespectful. That's the only way, because he been talking, man. That man he was sitting across from Shannon Sharp, disrespecting that man right in his face, as if like he ain't, or not just a Hall of Famer, but one of the greatest players at his own position. And they talking about football, and he's sitting here mocking this man. Like,
that one right there, that wasn't even all that crazy, really. Like,
it was cringe, though. It was cringe.
We all know Shannon like that, though. Shannon,
Bobby,
but Bob, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy, Bob.
Tiki, you just told me 4 hours ago that you was gonna beat my ass.
Bob, you gotta understand one thing. You called me your son, dog. Come on, man. But listen, Bob.
No, I didn't. I said trying to argue with you. I said no.
But Bob, check this out, dog. Here's why Skip Bayless is a joke. You literally need Shannon Sharp on that show to help the show pop. And listen, stay sharp. Out of all the stuff you said for years, you know how many people have been hitting Shannon Sharp up, telling him to get away from you, and he shunned all those people just to hold you down. He's always defended Skip, took up for Skip. He's went on different interviews, taking up for Skip, telling people how good of a person Skip was. And for Skip to turn around, and for your contemporaries, for Skip to always be down in other brothers that played in the NFL and stuff like that, and all of a sudden, bro, you got all those dudes leaning on Shannon Sharp, like, bro, you got to stand up for us and do something. And then it comes down to a dude Skip don't know. Skip do not know Tom Brady. He's never talked to him. He doesn't know him. He's a fanboy who jockstrap snips to do. Tom Brady don't even acknowledge Skip. And for you to go out the way and disrespect a dude who you created a show with, who you get paid off of, because you guys have built a show that has been doing good for 6 years. You blatantly just disrespect his whole career when you haven't done nothing your entire career. You were a failure at everything you did except for this. That's bro. You can't. Bro, that ain't no.
Bobby, that's like Bobby,
y'all don't get me wrong. Y'all don't get me wrong. I'm not capable for Skip. I just think cancel culture is dangerous. That's all I'm saying.
I get you. I agree with you.
No. He's tried to cancel so many people, bro. He literally almost got T.O. held out the Hall of Fame, bro. Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
His foolishness literally got probably the second greatest receiver ever behind Jerry Rice almost held out the Hall of Fame, bro. His foolishness, bro.
I agree that cancel culture gets a bit exaggerated, but I think he also crosses the line way too often.
Yeah,
and it just gets written off as, oh no, it's just fun.
Skip.
It's just
like him making fun, him antagonizing LeBron James and his family and shit like that. Even Russell Westbrook last season.
No, stay right there. Stay right there, Dub. Stay right there. When he talked about the man's son, bro. I don't care what you do, bro. Bro, when you criticize a freaking kid, bro, you're a scumbag. You're a piece of shit.
Was it personal or was it sports?
No. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. It's a kid, man.
Yeah, leave that.
You don't go talking shit about a kid, bro. The man sat up there and complained because LeBron James dared to go into a layup line with his son and his son's team, which the whole team was happy about, and said that LeBron was trying to steal the spotlight from Bronny and all this stuff. Bro, you trying to put a father against his son, bro?
It's just a father enjoying his time.
Not even that tweet. I believe when he tweeted, when Bronny had that dunk, and he was like, I believe he said something like, he was being sarcastic and we're not talking about how it was such a good dunk, this and that. LeBron James would have went up left-handed though.
Yeah, like shit like that is just like
it was something like that, like something weird.
It's just weird.
And
it's
Bobby,
weird.
and Bobby, what he said to Shannon, his exact words was, "Oh, you're jealous of Tom Brady because he played so long and you didn't." So think about it like this. Think about
his words, though.
You hate CP3, right? You hate CP3, right?
I don't hate CP3.
You don't like CP3 or you get on CP3, right? That's basically like me saying a guy who didn't even play the fucking sport at that high of a level. Basically saying, Bobby, shut the hell up. You're coming at this man just because you weren't good enough to make it to the NBA. You weren't good enough to play as long in the NBA as he was, and you hating on him just because of that reason. You won't take that some type of way, bro, because that's a fucked up thing to say, especially coming from me. I didn't even play.
And
Skip
it
didn't even play like that.
The man Chris Bosh went on the air with him and said, "Bro, please respect my family name and please just don't call me Spice."
He literally said no.
I literally said that to his face again, bro.
No, Shannon also mentioned that Skip always gets personal. That was his problem. Like, you always get personal when it's like Tom Brady. You start calling me out my name.
Mm-hmm. And the thing with Skip is, because even when he did that thing with Shannon, like when he apologized even to Shannon, or when he did his little apology video, he didn't really apologize to Shannon. And today, when he tried to apologize about the tweet, it wasn't an apology. It wasn't an apology.
Didn't even apologize.
Like, it wasn't an apology.
It was so self-centered. He was like, "Yeah, man, me and my team, man.
Yeah,
he just really don't know what we're gonna do
because he don't think he did anything wrong.
Yeah, he talks about he tries to give everyone a reason to why he does it, and wants people to believe and just agree with the reason he says it.
But then when it came to Kyrie Irving, he was sitting out there saying, "Oh, this guy, man, see, he didn't want to apologize. He didn't offer an apology. It wasn't a good apology, man. You got to come out and say it like this, man. Man, shut up, man. Nobody wants to hear that, man."
So, Bob, if it was Chris Broussard, or if it was Colin Cowherd or something like that, where they don't have a track record.
Like to go with Tony Gonzalez, like when him and Tony Gonzalez be going back and forth. Like, so I get what Bobby's saying. Like Shannon be.
I get that. But Shannon, I think Shannon do that with people that he really familiar with. Because I think also Tony Gonzalez would never say you jealous because you ain't there. I think everybody knows lines what to cross and what not to cross.
Yeah, they respect each other.
Tony Gonzalez is a Hall of Fame athlete, so that's
another thing. They respect each other the same way.
And I definitely get your point, Lo. I definitely get your point. Like I'm not capping for Skip. I just think
I don't think you want to.
I think we misread the tweet though. But Skip.
Hold on, Bobby. Do you think he Bobby? Do you say we misread the tweet? Cool. Does he put the same tweet? Does he put the same tweet that's Tom Brady or Tim Tebow?
No,
because. Okay, so hold on. So right there, he's wrong. Because if he'll do that for a black man, but he wouldn't do that same tweet for Tim Tebow or Tom Brady, bro, we already know what's up. Because he wouldn't put out that same tweet. If that was Tom Brady, that man would have a 747 down there to stop the game, stop the presses. We need to set everything down.
I think it's just because he's a super fan of those.
But that's what he's saying. Reason. That's what he's saying. It should. But the problem is, it shouldn't because you're a super fan.
He should respect each player the same.
It's a human being that was having CPR done on him for 9 minutes straight. At that point,
he's still on the ventilator as we speak.
And he just and Skip is just letting bullshit fly. That's crazy. Like you losing, you just out of touch. And if he just said, "Yo, man, like I just got caught up in giving hot takes and da 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 da," that's one thing. But the nigga then came around and said, "Man, I don't know how. Me and my team today, we're going to try to do the show as we normally do, and I know we're going to try to be sensitive." And
that's insensitive. That was insensitive for when Shea started to show up. He's supposed to shut the show down today.
Just shut it down.
He still went and did the show because he's that selfish. And I'm gonna tell you something. If Shannon Sharp walks away, he's done. That's the end of his career, bro. If Shea Sharp walks away, mark my words, he's done.
I don't know if it's done because I think there's other.
Done. They ain't know who else you gonna put in there. Hold on, he's done.
No. In that situation, yes, but I think there's other networks that will pay him. Money
I think he could find a way to have his own show somehow.
He'll find something.
His own show ain't doing numbers. Look on Fox.
Yeah,
look at State Club Station and look at Skip's show. Skip got no guests. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to come in and do interviews with him. State Sharp show.
Who watches those show
numbers over there, bro?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think
I gotta bounce.
That's fine. That's fine. I got 3 more. Go ahead, Lo. You good?
Yeah, I got you.
I got a few more super chats to get out of here. Does D Mitch have a chance to win MVP this season?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, sir.
Nigga, Giannis just had 55 again tonight.
Yeah, I don't think
Donovan Mitchell's just not putting up the all-around numbers. He's not putting up the rebounds and assists, blocks, steals. He's not putting points. He might be reaching them, but everything else.
You know what it is? You know what it is, though? I think everybody's just playing wild this year.
Yeah, everyone's
going
crazy.
Yeah, if the Mavs get top 3, Luka getting it.
Like, if this was D Mitch a few years ago, D Mitch would probably be in MVP conversations.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that it's this season, though, is like, it's ridiculous, bro. Is that Sabonis / Halliburton trade a wash now?
No.
Yeah, look, like I said, Tyrese Halliburton, I got nothing but love and respect for Tyrese Halliburton because he's that good. But shit, he did for us what we needed him to do. He got us Domantas Sabonis. So
I think
I think that was fair exchange, no robbery.
Once the whole point of the Sabonis trade to be a good playoff team that can compete because with Sabonis they weren't doing that.
Fam, I thought only me and Dub was drunk tonight.
You think the Kings are contenders?
Mike Brown's doing a great job over there too, proving that he's a good coach.
Yeah, bro. I mean, look, we not right now. Right now, we're not championship contenders, but we're not done making moves. Like for instance, we're not. I don't see us re-signing Harrison Barnes. So now is the time we got to package him with a pick or two, Rashawn Holmes, and go get a guy like maybe John Collins. You know,
if I'm seeing them make more moves and whatnot,
we're definitely making the right steps, though. I think so.
Yeah, I think but I think it takes more moves than just Sabonis. Like if they don't make more moves to help them get better, then I think that trade was a bad trade for them.
No, because I think any way you spin it, it was a good trade because if we would have kept Tyrese Halliburton, we wouldn't be as good as we are now. So moving Halliburton and getting us one of the top 5 centers in the NBA, that made us a better team. Now we got action. Now we got action at maybe getting a free agent. Maybe there is a free agent that's like, okay, we got one of the top 7 point guards. We got one of the top 5 centers. I wouldn't mind playing with these guys. If we make the playoffs this year, now we got, like I said, we got action at signing maybe a good free agent. We can still make a couple more trades. Like I said, I don't think we're going to re-sign Harrison Barnes. So it's time to trade Harrison, and that's nothing but love. I think Harrison Barnes is a really good player, so he can get us a piece that can take us to the next notch up. So
I'd argue they should have traded De'Aaron instead of Tyrese.
I don't think the Pacers wanted De'Aaron. I don't think the Pacers wanted De'Aaron.
I think they wanted. De'Aaron balling out, bro. I mean,
he just had 37 tonight.
Yeah, I think Tyrese and Sabonis would be a better duo than
Bullet had Mike Brown doing his thing, bro. They got off to a bad start too to do his thing.
I don't disagree with you, bro. I don't disagree with you, but I think Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox are both just as good as each other. So I don't think we might have been a little better off with Tyrese.
I mean, they also got Buddy Hield.
I think Fox.
And that's what it was. That's what it was, bro. That's what it was. We finally got rid of Buddy Hield, weak ass.
Yeah, that nigga,
the
man.
Contract. A
nigga with teeth that big, man. He got to go.
Yeah, I was like, bro, look, I love
this man. He can't even close his mouth, Bobby. What's wrong with this dude? This dude can't even close his mouth.
I've been a Domantas Sabonis fan since he was with Gonzaga. That's but Domantas Sabonis next to maybe Jaylen Brown is maybe my favorite player in the NBA right now. But getting Domantas Sabonis was not the best part of that trade. The best part of that trade was getting rid of Buddy Hield, garbage ass.
Buddy Hield, man.
Getting rid of Buddy
All
Hield.
All he do is jack up bad three. And can't close his mouth.
I seen Buddy Hield in Oklahoma, and you could just tell by the way he walked. I was right next. I'm looking at Buddy Hield like you could tell you ain't no hooper. You could just look at that nigga the way he walk and talk and shit. That nigga sorry.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, Ticket. T.O. is a perfect example. I guess we was talking about Skip Bayless. Once LeBron retire or Brady retire, Skip is done. That could be a good point as well. And then
he'll find another one.
Yeah, he got somebody else.
He hates on Luka. He hates Luka.
He got Dame. He can go dig back into when he want, and he got his little ones. He got lined up.
Does he like Giannis?
Nah, he doesn't like Giannis. He hates Giannis though. He hates on Giannis a lot.
Gotcha. So Giannis, it is. For another super chat from Christopher D. Jokic would be a top 5 big in the 90s. Does anyone disagree?
Jokic be soft as hell in the 90s, man. Them dudes beat him up, man. Jokic ain't had no chance against them enforcers. Them enforcers have beat his soft ass up, man.
He getting bullied.
Now, his brothers go hard. His brothers, his brothers now in his country, they'll beat your ass. And in that country he's from, them brothers will put some on your ass. But in the 90s, he wouldn't, man. Nah,
he'd easily be top 5.
No, I'm not. No, he wouldn't. Hold on. No, he wouldn't, bro. I'm not putting him up against none of them. You put him up against the Davis boys. You put him up against Xavier McDaniels. You put him up against all them other big enforcers that was in the league. Hell no, bro.
If 37 or Judas Sabonis.
Bro, listen. He's doing that against nobody. Hold on. He's doing that against nobody's in the league. He only got 2 or 3 good centers in the league. Back then, all them dudes was in. Every team had enforcers. Every team had enforcers, bro. You think he doing that shit against Zoe Morning in his prime? Man, kill yourself.
Yes.
What?
Yes, he is.
Do you know? Do you not know who Zoe Morning was?
I know who. I'm a Heat fan.
In his prime, he ain't doing that shit against Zoe Morning, bro.
I mean,
Zoe Morning was an elite level defender in his prime.
You
bringing drama, and he's strong as fuck.
On video, Charles Barkley saying, "When we as the Olympic team went over, Dirk was giving us buckets."
Man, that's Dirk. Hold on, right? Hold on. And what happened with Dirk first? Hold on. What happened when Dirk came into the league? He took them first 3 or 4 years. He didn't do a damn thing until them enforcers got out. When he started working is when the last enforcers came out the league, bro. Keep it real.
Hey, he might get right on Ben Wallace though.
Huh?
No, we're not doing that.
He might get right on
Look, it's cool. Hey, it's cool to talk that. It's cool to talk that Ben Wallace disrespect on here. But see, ain't none of them dudes gonna say that shit if Big Dog was around. If Dog was around, don't know none of them motherfuckers say that shit when he around. Everybody get quiet. Whenever Dog around, whenever Dog around.
You wouldn't be saying nothing to Draymond. You be saying to in real life.
Do you know? Hold on, talk about. Do you know who I am, nigga? Nigga, I will fuck Draymond, a little nigga to me, man. Come on, hey, hold on. I want to say this to you. Hey, dog, hey, my man. Draymond is a little man to me, bro.
If you say so.
Bro, he's not. Hey, listen. Draymond is a little dog to my big homies, dog. He ain't fitting it, bro. You just don't know because you don't know me. Draymond Green is a little dog to my big home. He look up to my big homies. And he been doing that since he was a kid, dog.
And again,
Draymond Green is 6. Draymond Green, it ain't about size, but Draymond Green is 6'6", like 220 pounds, bro. I'm 6'9", 255, bro. I look down at that nigga, man. Me and the niggas I be with, bro, we look down at niggas like that, bro. So come on, man, cut it out, bro. Like I said, he's a great role player for that team. Like I said, bro, he ain't never been in no fights. The only fight he been in is when he fought a dude that didn't want to fight him.
Oh,
why he ain't fighting them other dudes? Hold on, dog. Why he ain't fighting them other dudes? Why he ain't fighting them other dudes? I'm asking you, why he ain't fighting none of them other dudes in the league? Why would you?
I think he's a fake tough guy. I think he's a fake tough guy. I'm asking.
Yeah, he is fake. Hold on, Doug. Why he ain't whipped nobody ass all them years in the league? When he got into it with Tristan Thompson, why he ain't beat Tristan Thompson's ass when he hit him in the face with the basketball? Why he
Tristan Thompson pushed up on Draymond and punched that nigga
in the club, beat his ass in the club in front, slapped him in front of everybody. He ain't do shit. He did that shit to that little boy, man. Nigga got y'all niggas fooled, man. Cut it out, bro. Niggas don't pull that shit off against a real big dog for real, man. He'll never pull that shit off, man. Ever.
For real,
bro. Ever.
Hey, appreciate every single one of you guys being up here, bro. 500 people in here. Like the damn video. Do not forget that. Ticket, Bobby, Zay, Tariq, Cam. Appreciate y'all for pulling, bro.
Yes,
Y'all be easy, man. Y'all take care. Have a good night, bro. Be safe.
Like that beam.